The NHL playoffs are finally here. Not long from now, one team will be awarded the greatest trophy in professional sports. And here at Pub Sports Radio, we are celebrating it with our first ever NHL playoff pool. $50 to enter, and all of that money, except for $3 in credit card fees, goes into the prize pool. Your job is to create a roster of 20 players, any 20 players of your choosing. 1 point for a goal, 1 point for an assist. The team with the most points at the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs gets the cash. The top 10% will be paid here in our Pub Sports Radio NHL playoff pool. Picks must be in by Saturday, April 20th. Puck drop of the first playoff game, which should be an easy date to remember for you ganja smokers out there. 420. It all goes off. Compete against your favorite Pub Sports Radio personalities and get that cash. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here. Let's get paid.
Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm the Kraken, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated Pub Sports Radio. Time to get educated, Bouquett produce, play the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a little weapon, cause we need, oh yeah, pubbing. We be pubbing!
Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. He's Jimmy the Bag. I'm Peter Loshak. We do this every Tuesday. Hell of a lot of fun. Every week it's fun in a different way. Jimmy the Bag, we got the NHL regular season coming to an end right now. NBA playoffs starting. MLB with a few weeks under our belt. Fun as hell. Making jokes, player props, futures, everything. Jimmy the Bag, I think we're going to have another good show today, but who knows? It is a weird time in the NHL. I haven't had time to price out any NHL player props like I love to do because it's just such a weird time. And when you know what the motivating factors are for each team, then you can make some accurate, predictions, although even that sometimes makes the stats a little bit skewed. But I am pricing out strikeout props now, so I'll have a few of those, Jimmy the Bag. I think it's going to be a fun show. We got the two play-in games. They're very interesting. I'm, in general, not that good at NBA, but better in the playoffs. And there's a couple of plays I'm liking in the two games today. Jimmy the Bag, how you feeling, pal?
I am feeling very good. First off, I don't know if everybody knows how hot you've been here, Peter.
Oh, yeah.
As you don't, what we call it, toot your own horn? Or is that...
Well, I used to not toot my own horn. Now I toot it as when I can, where I can. Yeah.
Well, let me do it for you here. Last two shows, Peter Loshak, 37 and 22, plus 16.3 units with an ROI of 21.1%. There's also been a lot of questions around how have these NHL player props done for you because you have given out 132 of them. In a short period of time. And you are up 3 units with an ROI plus 1.7%. You have beaten the player prop market. Pete, you've beaten the player prop market. On shows that we've done here together, you're 152 and 131 plus 14.5 units overall. Very, very impressive work, Mr. Loshak.
People are always asking me, well, you always talk about your good records. Why don't you ever talk about your bad records and your losing records? Because I don't fucking feel like it, okay? That's the answer. Well, yeah, you know what I mean? When it comes to the player props, yeah, a lot of volatility. And I will say, Jimmy the Bag, when I first started giving them, I was a little bit gun shy with a bunch of the big underdog props that I liked. And I mentioned them and I told them, I mentioned them as leans and I bet them, but I didn't give them. and those actually did very well. And then I started giving them later, and there were a bunch of big underdog props that wound up cashing that put me positive. So overall, it's the main thing is I just love it. I just love busting out my spreadsheet with the built-in Poisson calculator in there, pricing everything out, then doing a little art and science. You know what I mean? This is going to be a lot of art in the games today because it's all about motivation, who's going to be motivated to do what, how the players are going to get used. But so I'm very happy that it's been positive officially in the shows so far. But mostly I just love doing it, and I love pricing them out. And the same goes for the strikeout props. I hope they come out positive, but if they don't, I just enjoy doing it. You feel me, Jim? But thanks for tooting my horn there, Jim.
You're
really
welcome. You're welcome. No, I do feel you. We've been running very nice. We've been running very nice as a group. I've had a 28 unit swing in NHL. Like I told you guys, I would deliver. I'm now up 5.8 units on the season. Long season, and I was really struggling there around the All-Star break. But plus 5.8 units, just running strong, running very, very strong right now. And I feel like I'm seeing things very clearly, and I'm very confident right now in NHL. Shout out to Dan Kelly with the Cavaliers losing to the Charlotte Hornets. I also cashed the Bucks to win the division, cashed the Magic to win the division, which I did hedge. Now, Jose didn't hedge. Jose got all that. But Dan single-handedly, Pete, put $2,500 in my pocket. Yeah, that's what he did.
Dan, there's still a slight chance I might be coming up to Cortland this weekend, and if I do, I'll let you know, and I'll buy you a ticket if you want to a few things I'm going to go to, Dan Kelly. So I can't. It's still up in the air whether I'm heading up there, but I hope I do, though, Dan. The last shit going on.
What a guy! I mean, he's also a friend, but a friend who's putting money in my pocket.
Jim, have you been to his lake house?
I have not been to his lake house.
Oh,
I would like to.
Oh, wait. Well, I don't know if he ever invited you. He might not want you there. But if he invites you, got to go, Jimmy the Bag. I'm telling you, it's fun as hell.
I'll wait for the invite. But I saw you get the invite. I'm kidding.
Okay.
We were invited, and it was sweet to be invited. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. It's working. This is all working. So let's keep at it. Let's stay focused. Let's keep doing exactly what we're doing. We're working our asses off. We're seeing the board clearly, and we're making money. It's working. So let's continue doing that. There's our guy, O'Brien Palmer, blessing our action here. Moneyline, all four of your picks last night won 1,400. Yes, because I did take the Red Wings on the -1.5. It could have been board sweepage. Also, please tell Pete I need a birthday pick.
Okay.
No, of course, Dan. We're joking, Dan. We're joking. We want to be. I desperately want to go. It's just tough. It's tough with the young family. It's 40-minute drive from Toronto. Come on, I didn't realize that. O'Brien, thank you for sharing all of that. Sharing that $20, sharing it with us, and also for believing in my action and trusting my action, because I know that you have probably tailed losers of mine in the past, so it's nice to give you winners. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was just another example of just, God, how I was seeing the board. Capitals. I had Capitals in back-to-back games. I told Slatsy the plan. The plan was the Bruins don't need to win this hockey game in Washington. They just need to win their final home game against Ottawa to clinch first in the division. We fade them here. We back them tonight in the -1.5 line, which worked to perfection. Fading the Tampa Bay Lightning as soon as I told you guys, they have nothing to play for anymore. It's just cash, all plus money cashes. Islanders, just backing teams that care. That's all we're doing is backing teams that care against teams that don't care. And we're making a lot of money doing it, and we got to keep at it. Shout out to O'Brien Palmer. I'm so glad that you got that cash, my friend. Vipe NB, he's on Boston -1.5, Winnipeg -1.5. I'm on both of those right with you. Now, the Winnipeg does kind of concern me a little bit. I think that will go away, but, the domination they just had on the road is what we'll have to touch on. And they've outscored two of the best teams in the league 10-0 over the last two games on the road. Makes me a little bit nervous. I wouldn't bet it if it was game 42. But game 82 is a little bit different. Billy Friedrich, Pig Milk play today. Austin Reeves over 14.5 points. That's copied and pasted. Real Deal Prime in the house. Great to see you. Andrew G. Gerald Jones is winning night left. Like Baltimore -1, Golden State money line on today's card. Dan Kelly says, got a feeling the old street clothes Davis will try to play tonight, but have to come out before halftime. Bad back is nothing to sneeze at. Makes the game a very interesting cap watch and live bet, maybe, yes. And there is Swiggy Bet says NHL smash season. Boston Jets needed Boston coming off getting shut out. It was, yeah, it's all falling into the script. And our playoff pool. Pete, will you be in our playoff pool this year? You've been hammering player props.
I mean, I can't not. Yeah, sure. I'll be, thanks for the invite, Jimmy. You know what I mean? I was going to pull I don't know if I'm invited. Maybe I won't. All right. You can have my money. You can have, what's it, $50 entry? What is it?
It's $50 entry. There's a strategy. I haven't done this type of pool in about 15 years, but I remember back in the day, there was a strategy I wanted to use here, and I'm going to use it. Here. I've been thinking about this for I'm not exaggerating, 15, 20 years and wanting to bring back this style of a pool. So 20 players, you build your roster, any 20 players of your choice, and there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. It's not as easy.
All right, I'll enter it, but I don't like my chances in this one. And if you hadn't actually extended the invite to me, I would have been like, I didn't know if I was invited or not. I don't know, but yeah, I'll be in it, Jim. Don't worry, I'll be in it.
I love it. Smooth Balls play today in here from Jay Smooth. Tori Coker ready to go. There's Nordy. Says, what up, Jimmy and gang? Back from vacation and feeling good. Pockets are feeling way lighter. It says, damn Disney, but feeling good. And look at this. Justin McKelvey and Billy Friedrich on correlated action here. Pete has got to catch our attention. Pig Milk play today's Austin Reeves over 14.5 points. Stacks play today. Austin Reeves over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. DeQuincy ready to go. Chrissy, Hink, Davis, Troy, Torrance ready to eat. Brian Watson, Morgan, Spooner on the final chapter of the Undoing Project. What a great read. Leaves a lot to think about. Favorite MLB days plays today. Oakland moneyline, Padres moneyline. I'm so glad that you read it, Morgan. That means a lot to me, man. I'd love to hear more about your thoughts on it. It's changed my whole entire life, that book. So I'd love to hear more of your thoughts on it. Rocco Rogers, Perky in the house as Rangers moneyline master blaster hammered it. We have Von Polo also ready to go. Slatsy says was on Habs Wings draw last night. On it again tonight. Has hit in 5 of the last 6 meetings. He's also on the over 6.5. Steve G ready to go. No, we don't have anything planned for the NBA playoffs pool wise, Von Polo. These pools that I've brought to pub. All of them, the confidence pools, every single one I've done, and it's worked. If there's an NBA pool that really, really works, I would like to know about it. So if you could hit me up, because we'll do them. These pools just work. So hit me up and let me know if there's something that would work for a playoff pool for us. Because these pools we want to do year after year after year after year. We want to build them up and keep doing them. So let me know if you've got one that works. Chosen one, Swiggy, Brian Watson, Kong's Clips, ready in the house. Sharon Pulliam, Lee Davis, Dan Kelly, Joey Marinaccio, the Dapper Capper. Steve G says, congratulations on your Avs future bet, Jimmy. No. What has to happen is Winnipeg has to win tonight to create a pointless hockey game for Colorado tomorrow. If Colorado wins their last game tomorrow, I lose. I'm on the under 106.5, and they're at 105. So that's it. The futures, though, this has been Pete, I've got, way over 1,000 left of action, and I can't lose. I could lose every single bet, every single future bet in NHL, and I can't lose money in my NHL futures. Everything, and I don't consider it a free roll right now, but it sort of is. NBA is the greatest year of futures I've ever had. I think better than the Scotty Barnes rookie of the year and all that. I'd have to go over it, but it's been glorious, and it's all about listening, Pete. Listening to these incredible cappers that we have rolling with us. We're a team, and that's I feel it. I feel it all the time with you guys. Slatsy on Matthew shots over 4.5 minus 135. He will be looking for number 70. Yes, Slatsy, unless he scores it in the first period. And there's a lot to talk about in that game. Truth Teller, Bankroll, Spence, ready to go. Sharon Pulliam, Kent Davies. We got a great group. Troy Torrance. Thank you guys for joining with us. Ilya Katz, ready to go. Rodney Barton. Thank you guys for joining us. Maddie Ice, started Taint play today. We got My Dude ready to go. What a great group. So it is time to get to work. And there's a Dabby Cab, Dabra, Cadabra in the house. It's time to get to work, Pete. And I'm I'm running as confidently in NHL as I feel like I ever have in my entire life. So let's go to work. 7 p.m.
Okay, we're starting with NHL, huh?
We're starting with NHL, Senators, Bruins.
All right, Senators, Bruins. Okay, let me get down here. Okay, so of course, both on a back-to-back, right? Boston on a back-to-back. Lost at Washington last night. Of course, they were winning before that. And does Boston care about this game at all? I mean, they do have something to play for, right? If they get a win, they clinch the division, right?
Very important. Home ice for 2 rounds.
Yeah, sure. I think they're also just trying to, stay. They're still obviously much more concerned about the playoffs than they are about this specific positioning. But obviously, off of a shutout loss, you have to assume that they're going to come in here and want to win. Ottawa. And it's tough. They're on a back-to-back. They got shut out against the Rangers yesterday 4-0. Last game of the season for them. They did win 3 of 4 before that, all in OT. And I mean, they're still an NHL team. Last game of the season. I know Boston is playoff team. They're great, and they do have a reason to want to get a win here. But I'm not going to take Boston here. You just don't know what's going to happen here. Easily, Ottawa could not show up, and Boston wins, 4-1. But I could easily see Ottawa stealing this game. I don't know. What do you think, Jim?
I'm on a very, very different wavelength in this hockey game than you, Pete. Very, very different. The Bruins didn't need to win that game in Washington. When it comes down to this time of year and a team, their whole season, everything's on the line, and it's not for you, well, you're going to lose. It's just it's too much of a. This is such an aggressive, cutting-edge sport. I mean, you have to want it. My old hockey coach Harry Story used to always yell, "You gotta wanna, and Ottawa just didn't want it as bad as the Capitals wanted it. Simple, because Ottawa knew they had their final home game of the season to destroy the Ottawa Senators. And look, the Senators against Boston here. And the Kraken against the Winnipeg Jets. Look, we wouldn't be making this bet if it was game 41, but it's not. It's game 82. And do you think Boston? When people talk, like if you ask followers of the Leafs, and I mean like guys on radio, pros who are breaking down hockey, played hockey all their life, when they say who would you rather face, they say we don't want to go to TD Garden. They said, I don't want to step foot in TD Garden. It's a house of horrors. It's scary. If they find out that you have anything to do with the opposition in the playoffs, you're lucky to get out of that arena, without a black eye and your wallet. So this is a very easy situation. It doesn't matter that the Senators lost 4-0 last night. We know they've been playing without Josh Norris since late February, a centerman. They moved Tim Stützle to the second line to replace him. Now he's hurt. He's been out for a week and a half. He's not going to return. They're also missing Mark Kastelek, so here's another guy that they're trying to bring back to fill up this void at center. They don't have Angus Crookshank. They don't have Travis Hamonic. And the Boston Bruins have to win this game to guarantee that if they beat the Lightning, which I will bet against, that they'll play the winner of the Leafs Panthers at home. It is crucial. It couldn't be more important for them to do that and win this game right here. Bruins -1.5. Bruins on the puck line, plus 120 for me here. This is a smash and grab. Now, I mean, do I want to add Bruins first period -0.5? Probably. Probably I do. We'll see if I make any other additions, but and what the risk reward is. Let me just see what the risk reward is. But that's my breakdown for this one, Pete. Is that one team wants this win badly? It's important, and it was all set up after losing last night. This is just here's cash. Here's some money for you.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I knew that it did matter for Boston. I just wasn't exactly sure, exactly how much it would matter, and I wasn't sure exactly, what Ottawa would likely bring to the table here. So I'm going to tell you, Jimmy the Bag. I guess I feel a little bit cheap if these cash and they get added to my record, but it is how I was thinking. I just wasn't sure about it. Okay.
Bruins first period -0.5. Bruins first period -0.5. I look. One thing that has bothered me a little bit about this run were certain times where I was certain of things and I just didn't make enough money on it. Right. So I moved, as this hot streak's been going on for me, I moved my unit size to $400 on it. It's like, I don't want to make it sound so dramatic, but it's kept my life together. I hate saying that out loud. Like, it makes me feel guilty just because, but I had a horrible February. This has kept my whole life together, this run. And I want to make a little bit more money on it. So I'm going to add, I won't put as much as I have on the full game puck line, but I'm going to add Bruins first period -0.5. It's smash and grab time. Smash and grab.
No, we're talking about this, and I'm going to. I'm just going to quote Pinnacle lines, and then I'll do a little bit line shopping. If I find something better, I'll let you know at the end of the show what it is. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Boston -1, -142 current line Pinnacle, and I'm also going to take Boston first period. But I'm just going to take the money line, not -0.5. First period money line -174, and it sounds like maybe Ottawa team total under would be good as well, because when Boston's good, they're good defensively. Maybe Ottawa has just shut down offensively. What do you think?
I do. I don't mind it, but what if it's 4-0 or 5-0 and then the Bruins kind of let go and it turns into just a celebration? Okay. But yeah, I get. The thing is here is the Bruins are going to smash the Senators. They're going to be all over the Senators. It's not like they're playing like the Capitals Bruins under yesterday was different. You know, the Capitals were going to play so tight and so conservative. I don't really know if that's going to happen. There's our guy Ick Schnizzle in the house. What up, Icky? Julian Cesario in the house. We got Tone Miggins, Red Girl squad coming together. I love it. So that's that. Yeah, I'd say we move on. This is a smash and grab, and there's more on this card, so let's keep rolling.
Okay, yeah, let's keep rolling. And again, I'm going to line shop, and if I find something better, I'll let you know what I found and what book in the end of the segment. And there's probably some props that are great there too. But okay, next one is Detroit Montreal, right, Jim? All right, here we go. This is where we need you and your expertise and all this.
And Slatsy. Look at Slatsy's comment right there.
And
Slatsy knows this team inside and out.
So they played yesterday, right? Detroit needed a win at Montreal. Needed a win at home, and they got it. And last night I did bet some props. I bet Pat Kane to get a point. That one cashed. Dylan Larkin over 3.5 shots. That one cashed. But it was overtime, right? 5-4. Now, Detroit still needs a win, right? Montreal out of it, but they just lost, in Detroit in a big game. And this is their last home game, right? 3 straight OT losses. So obviously Montreal's playing here. They're a home dog, total 6.5, choose to the under. Huge game for Detroit. They want it. They need it. By definition, then it's a huge game for Montreal because they just got a loss. They're going to be fully pumped here, I assume. There's no reason to think they're just going to hand it to Detroit. So how do we bet this? I don't know. You're going to bet Detroit as a road favorite? I don't think so, man. Maybe the play is take Montreal like +2 or something. I don't know. But my sense is that free play on the side, I think I would put it on Montreal as a home dog. Free play on the total, I have no idea. This is a tricky one. This is a tough game.
I don't think it is. Steve G said Montreal played Detroit for 15 minutes and lost. Be careful. The Wings outshot the Habs 35-21. Look, the Canadiens got bounces. The Canadiens were in control of that game and still lost. This is get in on Red Wings -1
really
as fast as you can. The market's moving very quickly towards the Red Wings, and it should. Look at we got Logan Mailloux playing Lane Hudson. Playing on defense. The Habs don't look. This isn't everything went right for the Habs, and they still lost that hockey game. The Red Wings have to win this hockey game. So they're going to go into Montreal and they're going to win this hockey game. Led by Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond is a sniper at the highest level. Moritz Seider on defense. This isn't a game 45 of the season. Detroit is going to go into Montreal and they're going to come out with a victory. And we're going to get paid for it. Now, maybe it's just a 1-goal victory and it turns into a push, what have you. But the Red Wings are not leaving the Bell Center without the 2 points. They're not doing it. It's just not happening. So, you could say, like Steve G, I get it. I get you're, moving towards Montreal. And look, if this was game 40, we'd be on Montreal. It's not. It's not. Dylan Larkin, the captain of the Red Wings, is going to come out of the Bell Center with 2 points for his hockey team. Steve Yzerman's going to have hope that they can make the playoffs, and we move on.
What?
Simple. Fucking simple.
mean, there has been like a 35-cent point move in favor of Detroit since I first saw it. I saw the opener at 130 for Montreal. Now it's up to like 165.
All right, it's just fucking simple. Put it on the board. Cash it.
Really? And is Detroit going to clamp down defensively, or what are they going to do here?
No, not really. I think they're going to just try to kind of overwhelm, Steve says definitely not moving towards Montreal. Just cautious after yesterday's game. I feel you, Steve. No, it's important to hear your ideas. Like, this is a teamwork here. Andrew G says, like the story, Jim Larkin points over, El Capitano pulls through. Well, Slatsy had Larkin over 3.5 shots on goal last game. He went into third period with 0 shots on goal. He cashed the shots on goal prop. Look, he's a great leader. My dude says he's taking Montreal over half goal in the first period. Look, however you guys want to bet, this isn't about, you guys don't need to agree with me or, stick with my, don't have to do any of that. Like, trust yourself. We're just capping this together. I believe the Red Wings are not leaving the Bell Center without a victory. And I bet you it's a comfortable victory. I don't think this is as nearly as tight as it was last game. So, Caden Primo, James Reimer, like I had the Red Wings over the Leafs. I had them first period and full game. They were up 4-1 after the first period. Reimer is not great, but he's solid enough. And this is, one of the most important games of his life. This is smash and grab, Pete. Let's move on. Smash and grab. Red Wings -1. I was trying to wait to see if I could get a better line when Pinnacle opened it up, but it wasn't better at Pinnacle. Didn't help me waiting. I only really lost 2 cents on the deal, but I got Red Wings -1 at -110.
Okay. This is like friggin' Amadeus and Salieri. You go too fast. So what do you think about Slavkovsky? He's probably going to come in here. I'm not saying they're going to get a win, but he's probably going to play he's a young kid. He's going to probably play a good game in his last home game, right?
Pete, I don't mean to be a dick, but I just couldn't give a fuck about what Slavkovsky wants to do. I couldn't give a fuck about what a teenager wants to do in this.
All right, I'm going to take it.
I give a shit about what Dylan Larkin wants to do. Men are coming in to get 2 points and they're leaving.
All right, I am going to take Slavkovsky over 2.5 shots at +142. I'm going to shop around, see if I can get a better line. And you think I had Dylan Larkin over 3.5 yesterday? You think that's sort of like a no-brainer again, or you?
I'm not. That's not how I don't work that way. I'm a team guy. I don't know. That's not my wheelhouse there. Shout out to Fap win in the house, giving us Australian racing today. Doombin race 2. It is the 2 about to explode at 7-1 here for Doombin. Thank you for sharing that with us, Fap. You're the man. Love Fap.
Okay, and I'm also gonna add Nick Suzuki point -194. I'm gonna add I'm gonna shop around and try to get a better line somewhere else, but I'm gonna add that one as well, Nick Suzuki to get a point here, and Slavkovsky over 2.5, and probably stuff like Alex DeBrincat over 2. But okay, let's move on, Jim. All right,
let's do it.
Okay, next game, Washington, Philadelphia. Huge game here, right? Both in the playoff hunt, right? So both are going to come to play. Of course, Washington on a back-to-back. They beat Boston yesterday 2-0. That was their last home game. They've won 3 of 4 now. Again, though, this is, huge game for them. The Phillies in the playoff hunt as well. All the stuff like if this team gets 1 point or that team ties or that team loses. So both teams are going to come in here super pumped up. Philly, of course, with Torts as the coach. How do they respond in games like this? I don't know. You do, Jim. Philly a small favorite, relatively low total. With a huge game like this, maybe think about the under. I don't know. I don't even know what to think here. I really do not know what to think. Both teams in a huge game.
Huge game. Yeah, okay, well, first off, line movement wise, been a few cents move to Washington. On the total here, there's been a 2 cent move to the over. I've got Charlie Lindgren and Samuel Ersson listed here. Washington power play 20.6. It's changed their season the second half, and Ovechkin stepping up. Philadelphia had the best penalty killing in the league. It's not been as good of late. So Capitals are on the second half back-to-back after winning their third and 4 games 2-0 at home over the Bruins last night. I've been playing the Capitals like a fiddle over this last run. A team that I despise so much. They play with heart, and so do the Flyers. And I know the Flyers went on that bad run, and, Tortorella's just, mind-fucking them day in and day out. Nick Jensen will not return for the regular season, so that means Capitals are down Sandin and Nick Jensen. Flyers coming off their second straight win 1-0 at home over the Devils on Saturday. They're getting healthier. They just have Ristolainen out. So we've been making so much money on what teams care against what teams don't care. And here, these two teams care so much. There's going to be so much care and so much passion in both teams. Where is the advantage? I don't see an advantage from a side perspective. I see everything, it just doesn't work for us. We've been simply cashing nonstop with teams that care against teams that don't care. I don't want to pick between two teams that I don't think are very good, where their whole season's on the line. So maybe that means it's an under. Would that be just the first period under? Because, if it's 3-1, the goalie's going to be pulled with 5 minutes left in the hockey game. So maybe it's it's the under. The under is the only thing I would look at, Pete. Only thing I would look at. If you guys feel like you have an advantage on the side, that's fair. That's fair. Trust it. I don't personally. I watch these games. I watch these teams. I've watched how much heart and hustle they're putting into it. I can't tell you which one's going to win this hockey game. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win. I know it's going to be a real fun game to watch. But that's it. I'm not interested, Pete. Yeah. But I am interested in that first period under 1.5 or the full game under 5.5. Which if you have the under 5.5 and it's like 3-1 going into the third, buy out of it. As there's going to be hijinks. So Fanatical Jim says hard to bet the under. Flyers offense looks rejuvenated. I mean, they just won 1-0 at home over the Devils. This is a tough one, Pete.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's do it. Ready? Razor sharp picks in the house. Says only one NHL bet for the night that you need. Vegas, Chicago, first period over 1.5. And you're going to watch Razor cash this as we move forward. And it's wild, the run he's had with these this time of year on the Vegas first period overs. But do you want to move on this under or first period under? Is that something that you're thinking about? Because I am thinking about it. And I don't want to double up on it. Yeah.
No, crazy game like this that's like playoff style, but not actually the playoffs. I don't know. I'm going to pass.
All right, first period under 1.5. Brian Watson, we're going to be talking about that Tigers game here with just a few games left, and we're still about an hour and 35 minutes from first pitch. So we will all talk about that game here shortly. Take it away, Pete. I think the first period under 1.5 is appealing to me. Mally Mal in the house looking at Florida, but that's not our next game, Pete. Let's roll with Carolina Columbus.
Yeah, next game, Carolina-Columbus. Carolina won 5 in a row, rolling. This is their last game, and I believe they're locked in, right? Are they locked into a spot or not really?
Yeah, it's they're playing the New York Islanders in the first round. They're locked in. We don't know who is going to be rested tonight, but players will be rested.
Right, but they're locked into their spot. I just wasn't 100% sure. I didn't want to say something
they're playing the New York Islanders in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Right. Okay, Columbus at home. This is their last game. They've lost 4 in a row, but those are all on the road. Before that, they had won 3 of 4 at home. They had some nice wins at home over the past month or so in games where it's regular season, where it actually mattered. I don't remember who they beat, but they beat a few good teams, not just one. They have 3 or 4 nice wins as a big home dog during the regular season recently over the past month or so. And so they're just obviously just kind of mailing it in at home and this on the road. And this is like their last home game. Carolina doesn't care. I think it's worth it taking a shot with Columbus, maybe taking them if you want to be really safe, like +1.5 or +2 or something like that. It wouldn't be a crazy line to take them at like +2. Leaning over, Columbus team total over, and maybe Columbus to just to win at a huge dog line, and maybe some Columbus shot props over as well. What do you think, Jim?
There's been a move towards Columbus, not a very big one, but I'm a little surprised refreshing the injury report for Columbus. It's a little better than it was. I think that you're onto something here. Now, look, we know Carolina's playing very good hockey, but right now, we know we got Marchenko in. Is there a chance that – I guess there's no chance that Chinnikov plays. I think that you're onto something here. I really do. And when I moved my unit size up to 400, this does not need to be a $400 bet here, backing the Jackets. I don't need to go as hard with this one here, but Chinakhov will not play, so that's too bad. It'd be nice, but the injury report looks a little bit better. Yeah, I think you were right. I think the Jackets care about this hockey game. I didn't think I was going to say that, but I think that they do. So we have Merzlikins not going. Jet Greaves is confirmed. Hurricanes coming off their 5th straight win, 4-2 with the Blackhawks on Sunday. That was wonderful. I was with Reichert, our friend Tim Reichert is doing the Low Bagger documentary. I was at the bar here close to the house, and the Blackhawks went up 2-1, and I made a bet on the Hurricanes money line to pay for everything. And it was just very, very enjoyable drinking Jameson and watching that come to fruition. They have nothing to play for. Now, Columbus comes off their 4th straight loss, 6-4 at Nashville on Saturday. They've been outscored 18-6 over the 4-game losing streak. So we know that Shea was rested for the Blackhawks game. Teravainen is day-to-day. But and then Billy Friedrich says the line's high because Columbus being on full-on tank mode. I just think that the injuries have sort of caused that full-on tank mode. I never really. This is interesting. It's an interesting take, Pete. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that you'd go for the score and go for the Jackets to win this game. I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, what's Carolina going to do here? They're just going to skate it out, right? They're not going to clamp on anything, right?
I also think that this bet should probably be made sooner rather than later. Like, I think this bet should be made now. Seriously, because there's a very high chance here that they start announcing players who are going to sit and this line moves 40 cents.
Right.
Yeah, no, I like this. Check, they've got this is I didn't see this coming, Pete. This is I like this. I'm going to bet it here in the next 30 minutes or so. I'm just set up the bet right now. I think this needs to be bet now.
I mean, Carolina's got nothing to play for, right? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
This was a good read. I wasn't. I'm going to move on it.
And in a game like this, I want to be so careful because I don't think they'll get blown out. I'm thinking about taking Columbus +2 at -172 or something like that.
I'm thinking of taking the Jackets on the money line.
Just on the money line, right?
Yeah, I'm going to
just
go
for it.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Just
fuck it, go for it. All right, I'm going to take this. All right, first of all, I'm definitely going to take Zach Werenski over 2.5 shots at -111 current line Pinnacle. Again, I'll shop around. I'm going to take this a few ways then. I'm going to take Columbus on the money line. I'm also going to take the Columbus team total over. I will, God, I really just want to be safe and take, +2, but all right, I guess I'll make some decisions here. I'm looking at Bet Online Columbus Jackets over 2.5 +105. That's Bet Online, but I'm going to shop around and get the best numbers that I possibly can. I also want to take Nylander over it, and I'll hold off on that. Just Werenski, just the money line, and then probably the first period is good too, right? Carolina, they're just going to come in here lackadaisical.
Yes, lackadaisical, but if they're such a good hockey team, if they make it 1-0, then they're going to also take their foot off the gas. I don't know if we need to. Kong's Clips in Carolina is going to win this game comfortably. That's trust yourself, Kong. You don't need to press talk you off of something.
Why would they? Just because they don't want to lose a game before the playoffs? Why would that happen?
They are not going to do a goddamn thing out there tonight, and we're going to talk about that when we talk about the Leafs game as well. This needs to be done as soon as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna go for some units here. I'm gonna take Werenski over 2.5. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It says Brindamore will not allow them to show up and play lackadaisical. That's fair, but how many guys is he going to rest tonight? And that first line, what are they going to play? 13 minutes. So, I just sorry, Pete. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Here's my plays. I'm just going to go for some units. I'm going to take Werenski over 2.5 shots. I am going to take Columbus +2 at -172. I'm going to take the team total over 2.5 at plus money, and I'm also going to take them first period at +173 or something like that. So I'm going to shop around, get the best lines for all those, but that's what I'm going to do here.
Okay, well, I'm going to bet this. It's 221 at Pinnacle, 220 at 365. I'm just going to send it in here. So, But let's keep rolling here. Let's keep rolling. Okay.
But I'm just looking for friggin' no.
And we got best bets in from BJ here. Can't wait to talk all about them. Locked in here. So he's going big. These are big bets he's placing here. We'll talk all about them. But Pete, let's roll on here. We got to get into MLB. Hopefully,
yeah. Okay, next one. Toronto, Florida. Toronto lost 2 in a row, both close ones at home. Before that, of course, they have been winning. They have one more road game after this. They're at Florida here. Florida won 3 in a row on their current homestand. This is their last game of the season. The Leafs are locked into third place. This game doesn't matter at all as far as standings are concerned, playoffs are concerned. Maybe it matters in terms of their personal, feelings and motivations. I don't know. Of course, Austin Matthews is on an 8-game goal streak. He's trying to get to 70 goals, make history there. Florida mathematically still has something to play for. They're still trying to catch Boston. Although, it's just, Boston's probably going to smash. Florida probably knows that. Mathematically, they are still trying to catch Boston. And I'm not sure. I guess maybe the obvious play here would be to take, once again, Matthews' goal prop, because he's definitely going for 70. They're trying to get it for him. On the other hand, he does have another game, and Florida is good defensively when they're good. They don't let up a lot of goals. So, I don't know exactly. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this one, but those are the factors involved here.
This is a nerve-wracking game for Leafs fans, as Austin Matthews is going to play because he's sitting with 69 goals. The Panthers, you touched on their defense, Corsi numbers, advanced analytics, they're phenomenal. They're second best in goals allowed, but if you go into deeper analytics, they're the best defensive team in the NHL. They want to play the Leafs. They think they can beat the Leafs. They want to beat the Leafs. They want to beat the Leafs in Toronto, Air Canada Center. The Panthers don't care about this hockey game. What the issue is, so Verhaeghe and Ekblad remain injured. Barkov and Ekman-Larsson are likely to be rested. The issue here is they're going to go out there. They're going to try to hurt Austin Matthews. The Panthers are a tough, mean hockey team, and they're going to try to hurt Austin Matthews in this hockey game. And they should. And it's just very uncomforting. Now, the Leafs also, they can't rest a bunch of players because they're at the very edge of the salary cap. They can't bring anybody up from the AHL. They've screwed themselves. So the idea is that first line, they're praying that Matthews can score the goal in the first period because they don't want these guys playing more than 10 or 11 minutes, 12 minutes. They're going to be running 4 lines. The fourth line's going to play a lot. Slatsy saying Verhaeghe and Barkov are in. Wow, that's wild. I did not expect that. Wow, that's wild. I really did not expect that.
Now, why would they be in?
Well, Verhaeghe probably just wants some run. Verhaeghe's been out for a while. I can't answer that about Barkov. I'm a little surprised. And this is just the real. The Leafs' best players are going to have targets on their back. And the Panthers' toughest players are going to try to hurt them. Now, Ryan Reeves will be out there, and, there's not going to be Max Domi. He's hurt. Not that he's that tough, but, Bertuzzi's going to be fighting, and Reeves going to be fighting. And Steve G says Barkov in, definitely on Florida. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised at this announcement. It makes me think that Florida is trying here. Wants, I guess, to send a message to a team that isn't trying. Wow, I'm really surprised. There has been this move since that announcement. The Panthers gone from -145 to -156. I guess the answer is the Panthers -1. I guess you guys are right. Wow. I didn't realize that. I'd never in my wildest dreams thought Barkov and Verhaeghe would be in. The Leafs are not going to try. But they're going to, every single time Matthews on the ice, they're going to try to set up Matthews. Wow. I guess Panthers -1 is the play. I have moved on the Jackets at +220. But I did only put $200 on it. So, wow. This is wild. I did not expect it. Billy Fraser says this may be an over if it's going to be physical. There might be a lot of power play looks. You're absolutely right, Billy. This could be a really high-scoring game because of that stuff. Deep shots and all that. Gucci Destroy says Panthers want to win the division. They're not going to get the chance to. The Bruins are going to smash and grab. And that would be a problem, too. You know, if they're looking up, if the Panthers are looking up and they see 5-0 Boston over Ottawa, are they going to be going all out? I don't know. I'm going to have to think with this one a little longer. Brian Watts, it doesn't sound like Domi is hurt too badly. No, it's Stolar's in net. Oh, why isn't Bob in net? Because the Panthers know that the Bruins, I expect they're not trying. And they also want to play Toronto. Do you think they want to play Tampa? Toronto is just known as being this gutless, heartless. Now, I think they're a little different. This roster is a little tougher, but Slatsy on Marner under 2.5 goals. And Marner is only playing with Matthews on that first line right now because, well, mainly because Domi's hurt, but also they just want him to get 70 and stop playing. And Andrew's just saying a lot of Ontario players on Florida, they hate Toronto's guts. This is a wildly interesting one. Wildly interesting one. Billy Freedom says, can't bet Panthers if Stolarz is starting. Yeah, I'm going to need some more time on this one. But Pete, we got to keep rolling. What do you?
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry, and I just want to say I'm actually going to switch my Columbus play to plus 2.5 minus 213 current line Pinnacle. All right, so let's move on. You ready?
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
Hey. Asshole, average it out with first period plus 173 and team total over 2.5 plus 114 at Pinnacle, and you get roughly minus 110, which is what my overall average line's roughly. Okay, maybe they're a little bit like 111, 116 area, but we're just chill out. All right, let's go, Jim. You ready, Jim?
I am. I'm just now going to tweet this out here, but yeah, set up our next game.
Seattle, Winnipeg. Okay. Seattle lost 3 in a row. This is their second to last game. Winnipeg won 6 in a row, returning from a 4-game trip. Last game was a 7-zip win at Colorado. They have one more game after this, and Seattle, Winnipeg does still need a win, right? They're trying to get home ice advantage for the first round, and if they get a win here, I believe that they lock that in. So, despite the fact they're coming off a huge road win, a big road winning streak. They're still presumably going to be trying to full on to get a win here. And Seattle lost a bunch of games in a row on the road, and they're extremely beatable, of course. So normally you might think, I don't know if I want to lay this big number with Winnipeg, coming off a 7-zip win, coming back home and all that. But considering the spot, considering the likely form that Seattle's going to be in here, maybe Winnipeg at the big favorite line is worth a shot. What do you think, Jim?
Oh yeah, and you're right. Never in a regular situation would I be backing the Jets after this spectacular run that they've been on, and coming back home and beating the Avalanche 7-0 on Saturday. I mean, that's just a recipe I would never be involved in. But it is so important for the Jets to have home ice against Colorado. I mean, it's so important. You have to have home ice against Colorado. You have to give yourself any chance in that series. And again, I think that Winnipeg will have a real chance against Colorado because, and I've been saying it, for the last couple of months, I do not think that Colorado is a big enough, tough enough hockey team to go through 4 rounds of Stanley Cup playoffs. Now they're just insanely talented, and Avalanche fans are going to have this incredible run for years watching McCarr and McKinnon and just, the greatest hockey players of our generation, and then Burnaby Joe running it. But the Kraken, coming off their third straight loss, 4-1 to the Blues on Sunday. Vince Dunn will not return. Everybody else is healthy. The Jets are healthy. They just have Nito Niederreiter out. Spreadsheet play today is in. It is Philadelphia here. Billy Freeman says McCann and Larson are game time decisions. I have them as in, but again, you don't know if they care at this point. So with all that said, yeah, Jets puck line. minus 1.5 and plus 120. Here's a team clicking on all cylinders that has to win right now. And we got to put a line through the fact that they just beat Dallas and Colorado 10-0 on the road and they're coming home. We got to put a line through that. We have to, because they have to win right now. And the Kraken just want this season over. Situationally, it's not perfect. I get it. It's not perfect. But Jets minus 1.5 and plus 120. It's a must bet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. It was unless you talk me off of it, I would not have I was going to do it. So I'm going to take, but again, I'm going to take Winnipeg. I'm going to take the -1 line just to be a little bit safe, and that will be current line Pinnacle. That will be -145. So I'll make that one. Winnipeg -1, -145. Current line Pinnacle official play. I'll shop around, see if I can get better. But yeah, that makes sense.
Let me just to finish this. How crucial it is. They don't want to play their stars in game 82. They want to rest people. They want the extra day of rest. They want to win this game badly. Get home ice. Rest your stars. Don't play Hellebuck in the next game. Jets on the puck line. Get the job done. Now, I would have rather been able to get in on -1. I can't. And look, it hurt me. I would have swept the board yesterday. I just can't.
And also, I was thinking about it anyway, but capping the cappers, I'm going to add it on. Seattle, team total, under 2.5 -139, current line Pinnacle. I'll shop around, see if I can get better.
Yeah, I like it. Let's roll on. Next spot on the board, Blackhawks Knights. 2 more games before we get into MLB. So MLB popping off. Jose Bouquett going to join us, and we're going to rock.
Okay, Chicago. Oh, Jose Bouquett, great. Chicago, Vegas. That joke only took 2.5 seconds. I made it. All right, Chicago, Vegas. Chicago, huge dog. They've lost 4 in a row. Before that, they had been winning, though, right? They had won 8 of 14. They've got no more home games. Vegas won their last 2 at home. They beat Colorado in OT and blew out Minnesota. They got 1 more home game after this against Anaheim. This is not their home finale. And it does seem that Vegas is going to try to win this, but it's still a huge line after the comeback win last game. Not sure what to think here. What condition is Chicago going to be in? I don't know. It's hard, And then again, it's like, their last home game has already been played, and Chicago does, I believe, have 1 more game after this. So this is not their last game of the year. So maybe they just go into Vegas, right, and just party hard, get blown out in this one, and then maybe try their last road game of the year. Does Chicago care? I don't really know. Vegas does need this. Or, they do care about this one. They got a big comeback win in their last game. So I don't know. What condition will Chicago be in? If I knew that Chicago cared at all and they weren't partying in Vegas, I would say Chicago first period at a huge dog line is worth a shot. But I don't know that. What do you think, Jim?
I think it's really – Vegas doesn't seem to care. It feels like they just think Stone's going to be back, and they got Hurdle rolling now, and they circumvented the salary cap with aplomb, and they think that they can probably beat Dallas in the first round. But Nashville's done playing. All Vegas has to do is win 2 games, and they get the Canucks in the first round. The difference between playing the Canucks and playing Dallas Stars is massive. It's massive. Now, it will hurt me, I think, financially, because I'm going to take whoever plays the Canucks. I'm going to fade the Canucks. I would get a much better line with the Predators than I will with the Golden Knights. But I think it's very important for Vegas to win these 2 games. I mean, what an opportunity. If they can get into that now, they'll have to play the winner of Edmonton, LA next, but who cares? I mean, just get away from Dallas. You got to stay away from Dallas. And so, the Blackhawks have been outscored 18-5 over this 4-game losing streak, but they're a healthy group. Pietrangelo remains out for Vegas. Look, it's just too big of a line. Like, I don't know. It's just too big of a line. Like, what do you want me to do? Take the Knights on the -2 line? I mean, I don't know. It's just it doesn't appeal to me. I think Vegas wins this game and wins the next game and then plays Vancouver in the first round. They must want to do that, but at what price? I don't get it. It's too hard. Like, how would you bet Vegas here? I just don't see a way to bet it personally. So is
there any way Chicago has been hanging out in Vegas and actually comes in first period focused and trying to win the first period?
Look, so there you go. Billy Friedrich saying Max Comtois and Dylan Coughlin have already been called up for the Canes tonight. If you want, and I'm not saying go move on the Blue Jackets because of any of this, but if you want them, I did feel it was necessary to bet it as soon as possible. Look, Pete, there's I don't know what to make of the Blackhawks caring or trying or any of that. Like, I don't know that. And then Vegas wins 2 games and gets to play the Canucks, gets that gift in the first round. So, Nate Dogg says Canucks pass the first round. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. I'm not one of them. Oh, and look at that. Spencer Martin's now starting in net for Carolina. Look, it's all happening.
So that line's going to crash.
You guys, it's all happening right in front of us. Let's just see if it's
right.
And
that line's going to crash.
So it's moved since I said it. 15 cents. It's already plus 205 at 365. My bet's in. Ooh-wee. Wow.
I wonder what Jose's going to say when Columbus plus 2.5 closes at like minus 305, and I got minus 213. Wonder what he said. I'd love to see the look on his face. Why don't you take a selfie, Jose Bouquett, when you look at the plus 2.5 line, closing line, and then post it on Twitter? How about that?
I don't want anything to do with Chicago, Vegas, Pete. Let's move on to Flames, Vancouver, because I do think it's an interesting spot.
Okay, Calgary, Vancouver. This is another interesting one. Calgary has been a disappointing team this year. Vancouver has as well, as far as the bet is concerned. Calgary, they have a home game to wrap up their season in their next game, right? 2 straight wins. They've won 3 of 4, and now I believe Thatcher Demko's back for Vancouver. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Jose, can we see Maggie once more? It's been so long since we got to look at the Iron Lady. You could find the Iron Lady for us. That would be wonderful. But pop it up anytime during this breakdown. Yes, Thatcher Demko making his return to the ice tonight.
Okay, so, Vancouver, this is their last home game. Then they got one more on the road after this. They beat Edmonton in their last one. And this is like a game where they want to just have Demko get healthy again and get a game under his belt. Then you got Kuzmenko coming back. He was traded, so maybe he has some issues here where he wants to have a good game here. This is a tough one. I don't know if I'd want to take. I don't know who I'd want to take here, Jimmy the Bag.
I tried to talk myself into the Flames. I just couldn't do it. The Canucks just need 1 point here to ensure that they win the division. And, they'll probably put everything into getting it here. Blake Coleman and Joel Hanley are out for the Flames. Flames coming off their second straight win 6-5 at home over Arizona on Sunday. The Flames have a youthful group, other than the bums like Huberdeau. They have a youthful group that are trying hard, and they have a good group, a good young group there. Vancouver should take care of business. Thatcher Demko should be good immediately. AJ 1337 Kuzmenko anytime goal. He's been going off right now. Read an article about how now is the chance for the Flames to trade him at a high, which is something the Canucks did not do. But I understand that. Look, AJ, it's a pretty good revenge angle. Steve G says Vancouver will go all out to get the first seed. Yeah, but they have 2 chances at that first seed. But I agree with you. I think they try hard here. In saying that, I still don't want them. I don't want the Canucks. This is not a hockey team that I think that is built for success this time of a year. The Canucks right now are minus 216. They opened up now they're minus 207. They opened up at 216. A move towards Calgary, which I think makes sense. And so the Canucks need a point, 1 point, just 1 point here. They play at Winnipeg, and if Winnipeg wins, then Winnipeg's not going to need it at all. Rocco Rogers says that Kuzmenko Kadri line's been on fire. Might play something with that. Andrew G says Canucks are too light in the as they say. I agree. I agree. But this just does not appeal to me. And there's a lot of spots that do, Pete. So I can imagine that Vancouver is going to try to get this clinched, and I can imagine that the Flames care about playing in a sold-out Rogers Arena. It's probably a good hockey game, but I'm not in.
Yeah. I think we have a nice little card here. I'm glad I passed on Chicago. I don't know. Yeah, on Chicago doing something. Getting cute and trying to get some. Hey, Kuzmenko. I don't know if Kuzmenko is. I don't know. Demko might pitch a shutout here. What do you think?
I do not think he pitches a shutout.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jose. Is that a new Iron Lady? Can't hear you. You're muted, Jose. Come in. Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm going to pass on this one, too.
All right. Here we go. We're fucking up.
Was that a new Iron Lady?
I had to make a new one. The old one's been lost. So, yeah.
Okay. No, that was beautiful. I thought that she looked excellent. She looked excellent. Excellent work. Let's review all action here before we get into MLB. Stick with us here, Jose. Pete, I want you to read out your action because you've got player props that I've not written out. But yeah, I'm on the Bruins minus 1.5. I'm going to add the Bruins first period minus a half. I'm already on the Red Wings -1. I want 60 minutes in that one. I'm going to add the first period under 1.5 in Washington, Philadelphia. I bet the Jackets here during the show about 10 minutes ago, but only for $200. So it's not like I had a ton of confidence in it, but enough to make the bet. Then I don't know what to do with this Panthers spot. I need to sit with it. I'm surprised that Barkov and Verhaeghe are playing. I'm on the Jets puck line -1.5 plus 120. That's another game that I want 60 minutes in. Blackhawks Vegas, I'm off. Calgary Vancouver, I'm off. So I'm in business, and I look to stay hot. I want to be up double-digit units by the time puck drops for the playoffs. And don't forget about our playoff pool, baby. Let's compete. Pete, review your action, my friend.
Okay, these were all Pinnacle lines at the time, and if not Pinnacle, if I shopped around and got a better line somewhere else, I will quote the book. Boston -1, -142, and Boston first period money line -174. Slavkovsky over 2.5 shots on goal plus 142. Suzuki point -182, bet online. Zach Werenski over 2.5 shots on goal -109, bet online. Columbus Blue Jackets plus 2.5 -213. We'll see where that line closes. I predict -305 at Pinnacle. Columbus team total over 2.5 plus 114. Columbus first period money line plus 173. Winnipeg -1 -145, and Seattle team total under 2.5 -139. Those are my official plays.
I'm excited. And as we've been following what's been succeeding in NHL, Pete's player props are in the black, and Bobano's draws are in the black. That's why we stay accountable. We want to know, is what a capper doing, is it successful? Could I be successful with it? And I believe you guys are answering those questions. Now, the ROI is minimal, but if you're in the black, you're in the black, baby. It's all we want to do is be in the black. So it's good. That was fun. And coming back in NHL, now I've got more work to do. A losing streak here and this is not even including my futures. My futures are going to be beautiful when I tweet them out. But it meant so much to me that you guys stuck by me through my tough times in NHL. Now we're reaping the rewards, and I want more goddamn rewards. Let's get into MLB here. Thank you guys for joining us. Got Caddy Daddy in the house. Gagnon ready to get to work. Trap God, Cheshire Cat Coin. Troy Torrance has NBA stuff for us here. We're going to be talking all about that. We have best bets from our guy BJ as well. There's wine time. Perfect timing for wine time. Let me just get that note here just before our big playoff breakdowns here. And we get into MLB. I, again, took it easy over the weekend with MLB and was just focusing on NHL and alcohol. And so I'm back after a 4-2 day. Thank God, the 4-2 day on Friday, which made my record look a tiny, tiny bit better. Pete Loshak, you've started small volume to start the year, 7-5, 1.5 units, and looking strong. And Jose didn't have a great start to the day, but saved it a little bit with the Nationals. Jose, touch on what's going on with you in MLB right now.
Yeah, I took it in the drink last night with a couple spots, and they were just, like shitty bounces, basically. Like you lose a 1-0 in the Tigers game yesterday. That was annoying, but that happens. I was on the Brewers. They were up 3-0, and then they gave up a 6-run inning. And whenever I feel like my team, that I bet on, gives up like a 6-7 run inning or something like ridiculous like that, I feel less bad about my bet. It's just like one blow up inning that ruined the game. I feel better about that or better about my bet than, like a game that's consistently just getting their ass kicked. But that should happen. But the -300 fade for me is 1-0, and I believe 2-0 in general now. The Spencer Strider start against Tommy Henry was the first one. Shout out to the Earl brother for reminding me of that. And then yesterday we cashed with the Nationals. That saved it a little bit. So interested in the another big dog today, but we'll chat about it. And I didn't have a Nationals line, so we'll see if there will be another -300 fade today. But yeah, exciting stuff.
Well, let's get to work. The Clark Edge rolling with us. We got Perky in the house. Rangers money line out there for him. And Troy Torrance says, I feel very confident to have another 50-plus unit season in MLB. My dude says, Tigers are batting under 230 against righties. Yes, 212 with a 616 OPS. I have all those numbers here. Remember, I said that I wanted to wait that first 2 weeks before I had all the numbers, righties, lefties, bullpens. They're all here now. Says, great, coming off a great start. I love them to get over 5.5 strikeouts today. Let's go. 1:10 p.m. Eastern. We will start with Jose, and then we'll flip each time. Texas Rangers 9-8, 4-3 on the road. Detroit Tigers 9-7, 3-5 at home at Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. Let's start with the weather. 60 Fahrenheit, clear, 10 miles per hour, left to right across the diamond today. Let's get into the line history here for this one, and we are going to talk cash flow as well. Let's get this all set up here. And we're going to be using Pinnacle line movements as well. So the Texas Rangers are sitting here at minus 114. That's where they opened. They opened at minus 114. They got up to minus 121 about 2 hours ago. Now they're minus 114. So we've had no movement on the Texas Rangers. From a total side of things here, we're dealing with an 8, minus 115 to the over. This has gone up to 8.5 many times. It opened at minus 111 to the over. It's gone up back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now we're back at 8.5. Sorry, we're back at 8.5. Now it is minus 115 to the under and plus 102 to the over. So it's not a real 8.5, but it's there. So let's get into the cash flow then for this one and then set up the table for Jose and Peter. Here we go. For cash money line, the Rangers have 45% of tickets and 66% of the cash, but the line is not moving. 62% of tickets and 99% of cash are on the over. John Gray is coming off a good start, a 1-0 home loss versus the A's. But it was the spot that Jose and I talk about often. It was his third consecutive home start. He's in his routine. It was set up for him to pitch well. And thank God we didn't move on them. Thank God they were such big favorites because they lost that game anyways. Went 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. It was solo shot, 9 Ks, and 1 walk. Now he has his first road start of the season. And one thing about Dabby Cab is he wants to fade John Gray, the Gray Wolf, as much as possible. He's not a believer in the Gray Wolf. 0-1, 4.38 ERA, 1.78 whip, 14 Ks, 7 walks over 12 in the third with 2 jacks allowed. Then we have Casey Mize, who is the opposite. Now he gets his first home start. And he's been off for, I think, 7 days. His last start, 5-3 win of the Pirates, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 Ks, 1 walk. Now the Rangers are hitting righties hard, 272, 764 OPS. Rangers bullpen has been atrocious. Tigers bullpen has been very, very good. We're talking almost, elite numbers at this point in the season. Why aren't the Tigers appealing here? And the problem is you have the bullpen advantage with the Tigers, but you have the lineup advantage with the Rangers. Jose Bouquett, take it away. Our first game on the board, our lone afternoon MLB action, Texas Rangers and Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, it's a tough game for me as well. Shout out to Troy Torrance. He's indicating that this is the sharp trap. And by that, he means what he says in this comment here, short home dog, market moving towards them. The Sharps are on the road team. Bet the Rangers is what he's saying. So he's on a Rangers money line, -1 and -1.5 for him. I think it is an odd line, I will admit. It's just weirdly short for the Rangers. And I don't like John Gray either. And I'm not a big Casey Mize guy, honestly. So it's just tough to say here, but I probably lean over if anything, but I passed on this game, Jimmy. I thought going into it that I might be interested in the Tigers myself, but I trust my guy Troy in the market or the database there, so I'll stay off.
I want to fade John Gray in his first road start so badly, but I don't know if I can. Peter, take it away. Rangers, Tigers.
Yeah, I would. I was going to pass on this one, but if Troy Torrance, has a fairly strong opinion on a game that I'm confused on and was going to pass, I would tail that blindly. I'm not going to add that to my official personal handicapping record and pretend like I capped that, but I will probably tail Troy Torrance's take on this one. I mean, Casey Mize is you can't get by. Dabby Cab can tell you this. You can't get by in the majors just rearing back and bringing 98-mile-an-hour fastballs, pitch in and pitch out. You got to do some other shit, and I'm not sure that he's quite at the point where he can do that reliably yet.
That's fair. And everybody here in the chat backing the Rangers. Truth teller going to be on the other side. Perky says, one thing I've learned to know is that when my early plays line with Troy Torrance early plays this season, he's 11-2, says ride the wave, bring your surfboards. Lee Davis says, my first home game in 2 years. I don't think he's going to be overwhelmed by any of that shit. The number 1 overall pick. I don't. UPK Ayashala, who's our guy Robert Cherry, Peter says, Jose and Pistol Pete, Jimmy, I'm on vacation live on location.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shout out to our guy Robert Cherry. Well, I will happily cheer on Troy's action and all you guys, Perky and Julian with the big bet and all you guys on the Rangers. I'm not going to sit here and I don't want anything to do with John Gray in his first road start. But are you saying that Jose, do you think because he had this 5 innings in his third consecutive home start, 9 Ks, 1 walk, that he's going to be ready to go here?
No, I would much rather fade him as well. I agree with you. I just respect Troy. So I'd be Tigers or pass here myself. But yeah, no, I understand. So I shout out to Troy. I'll stay off and listen to my guy here.
I want Tigers early. My first initial feeling was to go first 3, first 5 on them. And
I just don't think he's going to replicate that good of a start. But the issue is the Tigers' offenses just inept. They got beat 1-0 yesterday. I was on them, obviously. Maybe that's affecting my judgment here. Shout out to the Undoing Project. But I just can't get there at the end of the day as well. So I passed.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to let you guys talk me off of the Tigers here with a lot of uncomfort. Okay, let's roll on. Next up for us, 6:35 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Twins 6-9, 5-5 on the road. The Baltimore Orioles 10-6, 6-4 at home. We're at Camden Yards in Charm City, Baltimore. They're offering up the wire houses, all the boarded up houses. Do you hear this, Pete? They're offering up for $1, and they'll give you in Baltimore. They'll give you $50,000 in tax credits, but they'll also just send you in for renovations.
Dude, let's get fucking Pub Sports Radio North. We'll get one of those things. Fucking Julian Cesario, like Harrison Ford, is a professional friggin' carpenter. We can fucking I'll help. I'll move down there. I'll help him. Let's build a.
Wow, that it was so good that it just cut out. Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead and repeat.
It's back. I love Baltimore, and I'd be interested.
That was news was so shocking and alarming to Pete. He took off his glasses so fast when you said that. So fast. He just said, "Excuse me," and took them off, and that's what I knew Pete was serious right there. We're talking.
Let's build Pub Sports Radio North in Baltimore.
Yeah, and we could also sell rock too. I mean, why if you're there? I mean, if you're
we'll
there,
sell rock.
Yeah,
we'll do tarot card readings. We can do everything in that house.
You can handle the tarot cards. Let's move on to this.
I'll be a relationship counselor. We can do everything. We have a room for that too.
We'll
sell rock. We'll give picks. We'll have our studio.
Pete, what if you just do the relationship show? I'd be interested.
We could just do that. We could just fucking do that.
I'm interested.
And look at and Julian says he'll get his crew. And look at this. Cheshire says he'll even become addicted to crack just to help us out.
He'll make the sacrifice.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, and then he wants to kick the crack addiction afterwards. But just to get us started here. I like it. 73 Fahrenheit, 8.7 miles per hour, right to left across the diamond between 8.7 and 6.7 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here for this one. Paddock versus Grayson Rodriguez. Pinnacle has moved this to 8. They just moved it. No, they didn't just move it to 8. They moved it to 8 at 11:37 a.m. 45 minutes ago. And it is now at 8, juiced to the over. All the other books still hanging the 8.5s. From a money line perspective, we'll be starting with Pete on this one. We have the Baltimore Orioles at minus 155. They opened up at minus 158. They did get up to minus 164 a couple times. But at this point, there's been a very slight move to the Minnesota Twins. When we get into the cash flow for this one, you have 38% of tickets and 97% of the cash on the under. Wow. On the money line here, we have 15% of the tickets and 29% of the cash on the Minnesota Twins. Just 15 and 29 line moving towards them. Chris Paddock's first start was really good. or I guess it wasn't his first start, his second start. He's had 2 starts this year. But that last start at home against the Dodgers went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 5 Ks, 2 walks. It was a 3-2 win. We were on him. Remember, we felt forced to make the bet. Market wise, there's no difference here. Are we going to be forced to make the bet again today? I like Grayson Rodriguez.
I did it yesterday. I did yesterday with the fucking Twins. The line was moving towards them. They had all the money on the Orioles, and they fucking got smacked. And I today came into the show thinking I'm not going to do it. I can't bet him again because the first 2 times I've bet this guy, it's been fucking stressful as hell, but we've made the money.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested here. Just the problem is Grayson Rodriguez, I think, is very good. Coming off that wild 9-4 extra inning win, but he went 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks at the Red Sox. He looked very good. The Twins are just not hitting righties. I mean, 180 with a 596 OPS. Orioles are smashing, grabbing as they do, 262, 787 OPS. And the Orioles bullpen's been very good, just 3.26 ERA. But the Twins bullpen, something you've talked about already through this show, Jose, has been excellent. I mean, just an excellent bullpen to start the year. 2.17 ERA. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete Loshak, Twinkies, Orioles.
I mean, it looked like an automatic play again on the Orioles. I'm looking at the comment section to see if anyone's saying that that's a sucker play or a trap or whatever. Maybe I trust Grayson Rodriguez roughly. I don't trust Paddock roughly. Of course, Rodriguez could get hit and Paddock could be good on any given day. But in general, trust Rodriguez. In general, don't trust Paddock. Definitely trust Baltimore lineup more than Minnesota. Trust the team more than Minnesota. Why would we not take Baltimore here despite the big line?
Just, very, very public, very public. Lines not moving. The books are just saying if you want to bet the Orioles, come bet them here. I'm not saying it's the wrong move or anything like that. Just that doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. Oh, but whoa, wait a minute. Now I am seeing a small move in favor of Minnesota. It's now down to 155 at Pinnacle. It was about 10 cents higher when I first looked at it.
I also feel like they're telling us Paddock's going to have another nice start.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, why would this line not be moving towards the Orioles when we know that the Twins can't hit?
All right, well, I'm not going to overthink it. I'll start off. I'll take Baltimore first 5 minus 149. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I also like Baltimore full game, but I know that Kimbrel's been used twice, so I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I'll take it. I'll take Baltimore first 5 minus 149 and shop around for a better line if I can find one.
I like this first 5 under 4.5. What Robert Franklin's talking about. Troy Torrance thinking about the under and saying hold up, so I guess he's going over stuff in his database.
If you're talking about public spots, I guess it's not public based off percentage of bets. Bigger bets, 99% of them to be exact on the under in this game. So it's not really public. I should say that, but 44% of the bets, 99% of the money on the under. So
and the lines moved up from Pinnacle at 8.5 to 8. I mean, and this would be the type of thing where you'd have to take the full game, even though Kimbrel being used back to back. These bullpens have been very good. Can you give us a quick read on the bullpen usage, Jose?
Yeah. Let me pull it up. Give me 2 seconds here. I will say while I'll fill time here real quick. Jimmy, I just took Columbus Blue Jackets team total over 2.5 at even money. As well. I'm pussy. What that means is I'm pussy and I won't take them fucking money line like you did. I'm being pussy like old Petey Loshak here, but I'm on there with you here, and I plan on making a parlay with one of my sides in the Bruins and potentially the Red Wings as well. So we'll get some hockey in there, but Twins bullpen fresh as a daisy. It just doesn't give me if fucking what's his name Duran has pitched, but no one pitched yesterday besides Matt Bowman. So the bullpens are fresh for the Twins there. And as for Baltimore here, I'll pull them up real fast. Sometimes this fucking website works slow as a daisy. Yeah, they were pretty used up. They used Cano yesterday for 20 and for 22 the day before, so he's done so. Keegan Aiken's not going to pitch today as well. He had 16 yesterday. He has 41 in the last 3 days, so we can probably assume he's done. Kimbrel pitched yesterday, Sunday, and Thursday. So again, he's probably out. So we'll probably see the guys like Dylan Tate, Mike Bauman, Jacob Webb. This does, I will admit, this does pique my interest in the Twins full game because, Jimmy, let's not forget we played our fun games with the bullpen rankings in the preseason, and you told me to guess how high the Orioles were, and I was like, oh, they're probably top 10, and they were fucking garbage, 28th or whatever it was.
26,
and now
something like that.
we're getting to the point where they're not going to have Kimbrel. Cano's pitched, and he's the other guy. So now who's left? So I am now, leaning towards the Twins here again, and I might go ahead and take them full game because, again, we've got a full fresh bullpen from Minnesota. If Chris Paddock can just keep his fucking pants together for another 4 or 5 innings, I think we'll be okay. And the Twins offense, I think, can come through on that shitty Orioles bullpen. But, oh, man, this is going to be an interesting game.
I agree completely. I expect, I'm just going to leave it as an expectation. I expect to bet the Twins here, but I'm first going to bet I haven't sent it in yet, but I'm going to bet the first 5 under 4.5 here. What am I getting? Yeah, minus 108 over a penny. I'm going to get that in. I'm going to get that in here in a second. And Parlay Angel says, trust the O's full game without sorry-ass Kimbrel. It's not Kimbrel. It's
everyone.
Yeah. No, I those Orioles are nothing. And that's what I want. I really do. I feel very comfortable when every single person in the chat's on the other side. Like, those are the public spots that I think, I just think cappers, gamblers struggle with. Every single person on the same sideline not moving. So I'm very comfortable everybody saying Orioles are pass. And
I'll say this. I was on the Twins yesterday, like I said. Kind of similar situation. All the money on the Orioles, line moving towards the Twins. I bet them. They get blown out. I think the Twins are a good squad, though, and it's not like these spots are 100%. Let's just say they're 60% for whatever reason. They're going to lose sometimes. So I'll go right back to it. And saying that's just more for me having the confidence to bet it. So plus 143 is what I'm getting.
I'm not going to bet that yet. I'm just going to get that first 5 under 4.5 in, but I expect to move on it as well. Okay, let's roll on. Pistol, you're staying off of the Orioles spot, or did I have?
No, I took first 5 minus 149. Pinnacle.
Yes, you did. First 5 minus 149. Okay, let's roll out. And also, Perky saying possible delay rain out at 7:45. I didn't have that here in my.
That is for the White Sox game.
Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. Okay, let's roll on to the next spot on the board. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Rockies 4-13, 2-9 on the road at Philadelphia Phillies 9-8, 5-6 at home. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We have Austin Gomber and Ranger Suarez, a couple of lefties on the bump. Jose will be getting us started with this one. 72 Fahrenheit, 8 miles per hour, left to right, very slightly in. But by the end of the game, it dies down to 5.3, but it is in. Let's get into the line history here for this one. I got the first 5 up, so let's just touch on that right now. The 4.5 opened up at 5. It lasted there for 6 hours. Now, it was heavily juiced to the under. It was minus 121 at the opening, so it was sort of already a 4.5. But we have had that half-run move. Let's see what's going on full game here. Full game, we have it sitting at 8.5, minus 116 to the under. This opened up at 9. This got down to 8. So it's at 8.5 right now, but a legit move to the under. Let's take a look at the cash flow and see if the cash flow correlates with all of this. 56% of the tickets and 86% of the cash on the over, and yet this total keeps dropping. 94% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the Philadelphia Phillies. 94 and 94. We've seen the big move to the under. On the money line here, the Phillies opened up minus 227. They're now minus 238. 11 cents of movement towards them. Austin Gomber, 4.91 ERA, 1.64 whip, 14 Ks and 14 2/3, 8 walks, and 3 homers. Last start, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and a 5-3 loss at home versus Arizona. He looked good in that start. Then you have Ranger Suarez, 2-0. He's been great this year. 2.65 ERA, 0.71 WHIP, 19 Ks in 17 innings with 3 walks, 2 jacks allowed. His last start, 5-1 win at home over the Pirates. He was excellent. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a 5-1 win. The Rockies have not been hitting lefties to start the year, 227 with a 682 OPS. And the Phillies have not been hitting lefties with any power, 266 average, but just a 710 OPS. And both bullpens have been terrible. Rockies bullpen, as expected, god-awful, 5.61 ERA. Start the year. Phillies bullpen, 5.01. Here we go. My dude says, Jimmy, last time Schwarber hit against Gomber, he jacked a bomb in Philly. Gomber's given up 2 homers every game he's pitched so far. Schwarber homer is at plus 280. He can jack a bomb today. Take it. Oh, and Steve G says, no database needed. He's 13-4, fading these Colorado Rockies. Jose Bouquett, take it away. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, I'm glad Steve, I think Steve does full game -1.5 bets against the Rockies. So shout out to you there, Steve. I want to back my guy Gomber again. First 5. He was the king of the first 5 last year. And you know, maybe I just get wrapped up in that shit, but first 5 money line plus 200 didn't look so bad to me. The line moving down to the under makes me feel like, okay, the market's making me feel like he's going to have a good game here. Phillies really aren't hitting lefties all that well, like you said. You know, we can actually use the splits now a little bit, thankfully. And plus, they have, let me find it here, 245 at-bats against lefties, 101 weighted runs created plus. So pretty average. Obviously, the Rockies are 71. That's fucking 4th worst there. So not good at all. But I do want to move on the Rockies here, first 5 money line, and I just have to find the courage to make the bet. I will admit that. I just have to find the courage because I do think it's going to be a low-scoring first 5. And as I say that, you know, I'm sure people in the chat are thinking, why isn't this fucking dummy just betting the first 5 under here? And that's another good question I'll say to you, Jimmy. How do you think about the first 5 under here as well?
I hate when you could have got a 5 and moves to 4.5. It makes me very, very uncomfortable. But neither team's hitting with any power against lefties, and both pitchers seem to be pitching at a high level. And we want to stay away from both bullpens, and so I think it makes a lot of sense to me that you'd want to do it. Let's see what Pete has to say. Rockies, Phillies, Pete.
Yeah, this is just kind of a tough one. Obviously, Philly bat's struggling. I'd be careful about taking Philly here. I took a small shot with Gomber under 4.5 strikeouts, but I don't necessarily want to give that one. Yeah, I mean, just going to be a pass for me. I mean, Philly is obviously. I mean, Colorado is pretty much an auto fader pass for me right now. First 5, I can understand it. Yeah, I mean, I guess free play, I would throw it on Colorado, but there's no way I'm going to bet that, and I'm not going to bet Philly here. I did put a small shot with Gomber under 4.5 strikeouts.
Jimmy, would it make you feel better? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Pete.
What was that, Pete? Gomber under what?
No, that's not a pick. That's the min bet that I made. Strikeout prop, but that's not an official pick.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not a pick for me. No.
Jimmy, would it make you feel better if BetOnline didn't open this at 5 or didn't have it 5 for the first 5s? 4.5 juice to the over -118.
Yeah, I agree with everything here. I agree with the fact is these teams have no power against lefties to start the year. Why would that change here? Because it's warming up a little bit. You know, I thought Gomber had a really nice start against Arizona, and you know, I think this is. I agree with you. I'm not going to bet it right this second. I don't feel the need to. I mean, because we're talking about a bet where there's 86% of the cash is on the over, and now it's starting to go back towards the over. I mean, yeah, I think this. I like it. I like where you're at here. I'd like to join you on it. I kind of want to see the market kind of develop and mature a little bit because it's been bouncing all over the place. But yeah, I've got only asterisks beside the first 5 under 4.5 at this point.
Yeah, and the market's starting to move towards the Phillies here as well. I'm starting to see. It makes me a little wary. First 5, I could have got first 5 plus 200. Now I can get 210. You know, again, all that money was on the Phillies, so it should be moving, but it hadn't been. So we'll see. I like that first 5 under as well here, and we'll see if I get to the window with either one.
I expect to get to the window on that first 5 under 4.5 at this point. Let's roll on. Pete and Jose not moving on Rockies, Phillies at this point, but Jose and I very close to that first 5 under 4.5. And Von Polo saying, yes, please come to Baltimore. I will help as well. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Von Polo.
I mean, yeah, Nate's a fucking house builder as well. He's right there.
Hell yeah.
So the Baltimore, and he also said he's never built a trap house before. So this is a first for everyone.
It's basically the same as building a trap for normal people.
And Jay Brown Fitness. Jay Brown Fitness says first 5 Rockies plus 190 right now at DraftKings, plus 190 DraftKings. We're gonna talk more. I don't feel the need to be on this huge dog here. I mean, if Gomber shoves, then you're gonna cash that first 5. If anything, you would take a first 5 plus a half, because you'd still probably get plus money, and then if he shoves it, but that does not appeal to me either. Just the under appeals to me most. I'm not going to sit here and expect the Rockies put up a bunch of runs on Suarez, and then we're going to have and Chase says take the full game. Phillies have no bullpen. Either do the Rockies, but at least the live betting. If these guys shove over the first 5, the live over would be beautiful. And Dabby Cab moving on Seager over 1.5 bases minus 115 in that game or afternoon action here. All right, let's move on.
By the way, plus a half is plus 130 real quick. So that is interesting.
That's a very appealing.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to bet the first 5 under, I have to bet that plus a half as well, or the first 5 money line. I have to bet like both of them in tandem. So
I'm going to put question marks by that one. The first 5 plus a half, because that does sound appealing. 6:40 p.m. Eastern is our next one. Pete Loshak will be getting this one started. San Francisco Giants 7-10, 4-7 on the road. The Miami Marlins 3-14, 1-10 at home. Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida. This is going to be one sad ballpark this year. Jordan Hicks looks spectacular. He looks very, very good. 0.83 WHIP, 1 ERA, 13 Ks, 3 walks, 1 homer, getting the opportunity to start. And Ryan Weathers is trying to have a career in Major League Baseball again. 2.57 ERA, 1.50 WHIP. His K to walk ratio is still trash, but he's only allowed the 1 jack over 14. The problem is that the Giants are smashing lefties. 294 average, 785 OPS. And we know what the Marlins do against righties. Absolutely squad ass zilch. So they're 239, 680 versus righties. And then their bullpen has an ERA over 6. Now, the Giants bullpen's not been very good either. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have the Giants sitting at minus 122. They open up at minus 130, so an 8-cent move against them, which is a surprise. From a total side of things here, sorry, I thought I had it all set up, and I will have them for the future games. But from a total side of things here, we're dealing with an 8.5 minus 104 to the under. This opened up at 8, so it has popped up to 8.5, a half run move towards the over. And then when we get to the cash flow here, we have 71% of the tickets on the over, no money, no cash information. 84% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the Giants, and this line's moving towards your Miami Marlins. Crazy. Pete, take it away. We have Giants Marlins.
Yeah, I actually was leaning Miami at the line. I did bet Weathers strikeout prop under, and I see now that it's moving in a bunch of places a little bit. But Caesar's still hanging 131, so I'll take that. I'll make that an official play. Ryan Weathers under 4.5 strikeouts, minus 131 current line. Caesars, Bet Online and Pinnacle and other places have a little bit worse than that, so I'll take the Caesars line. I was definitely leaning Miami here. But Jordan Hicks has been great. I tailed, I think it was Sharpie on a couple of his starts earlier. I don't even remember what I tailed or who I tailed. I think it was Sharpie with his outs props and all that. This is his first East Coast start of the year, though. I mean, he's great. He throws super hard. He's awesome. I didn't bet Miami. That would be just a lean. My only pick, I think, will be the Weathers strikeout prop under. Lean Miami, though.
Yeah, I mean, the market, if I was betting on market alone, I would be on Miami. Jose, take it away. Your thoughts, Giants, Marlins.
Yeah, this was an easy pass for me, unfortunately. I leaned Marlins too. Troy is talking about in the chat how this is falling into another sharp trap of his as well. I was on the Marlins yesterday, and they were up 3-0 for like the entire game and then lose late to the Giants, which was super annoying. Shout out to Mikey Money for being on the Giants. But yeah, I passed on this game. I will say that Miami is one of those ballparks I do want to get to, though. That all-you-can-eat seat is very appealing to me. So no action for me, pass. But first glance, obviously, it was like, oh, Giants first 5. This should be so easy. So that means probably the Marlins come through. But
let's try to buy season tickets at Florida for $1 and set up the Pub Sports Radio Southeast fan section.
Yeah, there've been a lot of talk about the 9, 9, and 9, the 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a friend that has done that before.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
I don't think so either.
I think the hot dog around the 6th or 7th inning. I could go 18.
You dominate the beers, but the hot dogs would come back up.
Wine Time says his fiance works for Lone Depot. They got flown out and sat in the suite last year when they played the Angels. That would be nice. All right, let's roll on. Oh, yes. Alec Dirk saying missed the first MLB game. We got any action? No, we don't. And I like the Tigers early. I like Casey Mize, but there's a lot of belief in the Rangers here. So no, we stayed off. But Dabby Cab did move on Corey Seager over 1.5 bases. Okay. Let's roll on. Jose starts this one off. So let's roll. Los Angeles Angels 8-8, 6-4 on the road. Tampa Bay Rays 9-8, 5-6 at home. We're at the Trop. Jose Soriano versus Aaron Savali. God, I can't wait to talk about this game because obviously I lost my under in that 4-2 loss at home versus Rays. I had the first 5 under. Full game went under. Soriano allowed 2 runs on a wild pitch. He really didn't get hit. I should have cashed that first 5 under 4.5, but of course I didn't. They counted his earned runs because it was his fault. Savali coming off, so he just faced the Rays, and he looked much better than the numbers indicate. And then Savali looked okay, on that road win, in Anaheim. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were in a homer and 4 Ks. Neither team's hitting righties at all. I guess sort of maybe say average, below average. Angels versus righties 245, 700 OPS. Rays versus righties 245, 684 OPS. Both bullpens have been bad. The Rays bullpen's the worst bullpen in baseball, Jose. I mean, you said how bad they were going to be, and I was like, I got this vividness bias where they're always going to be a good bullpen. They're the worst bullpen in baseball. Angels bullpen's been bad at 4.99. My dude says I like Savali strikeouts over today. So let's take a look at the situation here. Line history first. From a line history standpoint, we have Savali sitting at -141. The Rays at -141. They opened up at -146, so we have a slight move towards the Angels. Wine Time Sports is on the under 8 in this one. He knows these teams inside and out. Then from a total standpoint, we're sitting here with Savali and the Rays -8, -102. They opened up at +102, so 4 cents of movement towards that full game under. And then when we get to the cash flow for this one, you have 37% of the tickets and 81% of the cash on the Los Angeles Angels. And you have 56% of the tickets on the over and no cash flow help for us. Jose, take it away. Angels Rays.
Yeah, tough game. I passed this one as well, but I definitely lean Angels here. I wanted to back the Angels in like a team total sort of fashion, perhaps, and not have to worry about Soriano. But as everyone's saying in the chat, under in this game, which is probably keeping me off the game. So no action for me. I don't like betting the back-to-backs all that much either. So yeah, nothing here for me.
And why do you think Soriano's going to get touched here? He pitched well. I mean, with the wild pitch, there was just screw ups that caused the 4 earned runs. He was shutting them down.
Yeah, it's just the Angels bullpen because how many innings are we going to get of him?
We'll get 5. 5.
Yeah, you'll get 5 max. And yeah, if you're going first 5, I could see why you go back to the first 5 under here. I was just thinking full game. I just don't trust the Angels bullpen. He can pitch fine. And that's why everyone's saying, under, because it seems like he's going to pitch well.
I've wanted to move on this under ever since I lost his last start's first 5 under. Pete, take it away. Angels Rays.
Yeah, it's a high line for Tampa Bay, but I do think that Savali is going to be more likely than not to be a little bit better than his last time facing the Angels. So I hit his strikeout prop, and once again, looks like Caesars has a better line than Pinnacle. So I'll make that an official play. Savale over 5.5 strikeouts minus 113 current line at Caesars. So I'm going to shop around, see if I can get maybe better at Heritage or somewhere. But I bet that one. I'll throw on Savale over 5.5 strikeouts minus 113 current line Caesars. And yeah, I kind of like the Angels in general as a team. Tampa Bay long term, I think I do continue to trust them, but as you said, there's some issues right now, so not sure exactly how much I trust them at the moment. And I'm not going to make a play on the side.
I'm going back to the well here on the first 5 under. I think Savali pitches well, and so Coin, to answer your question here, it opened at 8.5 at like Bet Online. The books that opened it up very, very early opened at 8.5, juice to the under. Pinnacle opened it at 8, but they pulled it out later. And then Robert Martin, Ryan Yarbrough is expected to be the pitcher for the Dodgers. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know what's going on here with that, and that'll be our final game on the board here. But at this point, nobody's listed for the Dodgers at any of the books here. Okay, let's roll on. Savali over 5.5 Ks minus 113 for Pete, and I'm interested in this first 5 under 4. Let's move on. 7:07 p.m. Eastern with the New York Yankees 12-5, 8-3 on the road at Toronto Blue Jays 9-8, 5-2 at home at the Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario. Carlos Rodon versus Yusei Kikuchi. Kikuchi just shut down the Yankees 2 starts back. He shut down the Mariners last start. He looks spectacular. Both teams are hitting lefties quite well to start the year. Yankees 254, 740 OPS. Jays 260, 755 OPS. The Jays bullpen's being terrible, but we're getting our guys back here in the next week, it looks like. So it'll be crucial additions to our bullpen will be happening in the next week that we desperately, desperately need, but they're not back yet. Line times on the Blue Jays money line. Top sets on the first 5 team total. Toronto first 5 team total under 1.5. And Coin says, has this flipped from faves to, or has flipped from Flav?
Yep.
Flav. Flavor Flav. What the hell's wrong with me? Let's go into the total here first, and then we'll go into the money line. This total has dropped to 8. It opened up at 8.5. It's dropped to 8 minus 113 to the over, but has dropped a half run. When we get to the money line here, we have the Jays minus 114. They opened up at plus 106. A 20-cent move to your Toronto Blue Jays. When we get to the cash flow, 62% of tickets and 92% of cash on the under, first off. And then 36% of tickets and 60% cash on the Blue Jays. Clear, sharp action on the Blue Jays. We got BJ with the MLB best bet that I'll copy and paste. But let's hear what Pete has to say here about this spot. So Rodon 1.72 ERA, but a 1.47 whip, has walked 7 batters in 15 2/3. Coming off that nice start, 3-2 win at home versus Miami, and Kikuchi coming up back-to-back beauties. Take it away, Pete.
Yeah, statistically, I like Kikuchi to get over 5.5 strikeouts. As far as the line is concerned, it makes me a little bit nervous. Toronto home games can be a little bit of a weird place to play. A lot of times games are lower scoring than I anticipated, and some of my numbers indicate. Hold on, let me find my thing here. Yeah, I mean, my numbers like Toronto here, but that's all predicated on Kikuchi having another strong start against the Yankees. It's entirely possible. Numbers like the Jays and first half as well. But it makes me nervous, so I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I did pull the trigger small on Kikuchi strikeouts, but that makes me nervous as well.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for rolling with us. I'd like to hear your breakdown, Jose. Yankees, Blue Jays, AL East battle.
Yeah, this is one of the few bets I made during the hockey portion of the show. I bet the Toronto Blue Jays here. This is, again, a classic dog to favorite flip. I've been betting these all year. I had one yesterday, and I already forget what it was, and I think I lost on it, but I've been betting them quite frequently. I should be marking these down in the spreadsheet some sort of fashion, but nonetheless, I'll keep betting them. I'll trust the market here. I'm on Kikuchi. I'm on the Jays full game money line minus 115. Now, I've talked a lot about Rodon and how I think he's going to be a good bounce back this year. And he started off pretty well, but just everywhere on Twitter, I've seen that his underlying numbers are just dog shit, and they're just saying that regression is coming for Rodon. And I'm going to be interested to watch him and see how he does. Because, like I said, I think he's going to be a pretty good pitcher this year, but it seems like the regression monster is going to come for him here. And Kikuchi's numbers against the Yankees historically have been, pretty good. I looked them up during this. His last starts, you mentioned the one this year, 3-0 win, 5 shutty. Another one last year, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Another one, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Just works them over, just basically just dominates them here. And it's very funny to see that Yusei does this to him. So yeah, I'm on full game money line. Again, every time I bet these, I'm sure people are saying, shouldn't you bet them when they're, plus money and you feel better about them when they flip? Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. That juice, obviously would make me feel better, but I think the market moving in the way just makes me feel more confident about the bets and makes me feel better about moving on it. So I think it's worth the pennies of juice or whatever I'm losing. So Blue Jays money line -115.
So we had Jimmy and Chad pitch yesterday. We are desperately waiting for help in our bullpen. So you go back to the Rockies game, and we didn't throw. Did we not throw Jimmy in that one? No, Nate Pearson came in. So Nate Pearson is ready to go, and Jimmy can probably pitch again. I've been talking about him on this show all year. He looks phenomenal. And
I like how it sounds like you're calling him Jimmy, and it makes me laugh.
That's how it's pronounced. That's how it's pronounced.
Not Yimmy?
No. Sorry.
Wow.
Our apologies. But yeah, he's Jimmy Garcia. Call him Jimmy Garcia up here.
Damn, you guys Americanized him. Fuck, that's fucked.
It's not me. It's not me up there in the booth. You know who it is? It's Ben Schulman, right? It's Dan Schulman's son who's taking the job. Not that he named him, but whatever.
Damn.
Troy says under is under 8.5 is his best bet in the game. BJ saying Jimmy got nasty stuff. He looks so good. He's throwing harder than he's ever thrown. We're gonna get Romano back here, and then we're getting what's his name? The guy we got from the Mariners here in a second. So
I hope that Yimmy, I'm gonna keep calling him Yimmy now.
Sure.
I hope that he pitches in the 9th when Romano comes back. So because you know how I feel about Jordan.
It won't start like that. But it will finish like that. It'll finish like that. Jimmy will be our closer. Okay, I like
Jim. Yeah. Sorry, you can add on Jays first half money line -110. Current line Heritage Pinnacle has 111. I'll take the Jays first half, first 5 innings -110. Current line Heritage. I should probably add on the first 3 as well, but I'll just take a single up for now.
Yeah, I would kind of prefer to do that, but Nate Pearson can pitch. Can Jimmy? I'm going to be involved in the Jays. I'm just not entirely sure, and I don't want to double up. So Jose on the Jays full game. The Dapper Capper Joy Marinaccio on the Jays full game. Peter Loshak on the Jays first 5. Troy Torrance on the under 8.5. Andrew G saying newly renovated Rogers Center comfy seats. I've heard that the seats are much better.
I think I'm gonna move on first 5 Jays as well and double up.
And then Troy on the under 8.5. I imagine that's going to hit too. I want more time with that, but I imagine that's going to hit as well. All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, we have BJ's MLB best bet: Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Guardians 11-5, 8-2 on the road at the Boston Red Sox 9-8, 2-5, just 2-5 at home. Let's talk about the weather here at Fenway. We have 61 Fahrenheit, 9.8 miles per hour left to right, very slightly out to right field. Not to the pole, but out to right field. 1777 memorabilia in the house. And Andrew G says, we'll see if Cooch has his little delay in his pitch groin. It throws you off. It can be deadly. The Tug Your Balls play of the day. Jays, Yankees tied after 2 innings. At +164. That's another angle that we have from our guy, Philly Eagle Fly, that I would love to track. I am sure he's doing it for us, but is tied after 2, picking his spots and always a +164 around that angle or number.
That's a cool bet. I like that as well.
Yeah, it's I like that. Yeah. And Wine Time says he wants the under 8.5 on this. Tanner Bybee up against Garrett Whitlock. I challenged Garrett Whitlock in this last start. He looked excellent. So I'm going to need Jose to continue the discussion on whether Garrett Whitlock is the ace that he's starting to look like. I know in and out of the bullpen over the last little while, but looking very, very, very strong. Bybee coming off a rough start, 7-6 extra inning win at home versus the White Sox, won 4 1/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 Ks, 3 walks. He has 15 Ks in 13 2/3. His K to walk ratio has been a problem this year. Garrett Whitlock looks very good. Now, the Red Sox aren't hitting righties, 226, 660 OPS. Guardians versus righties, 242, 721 OPS. Red Sox bullpen's being good, 3.86 ERA. And the Guardians bullpen is being elite, 1.76 ERA, just looking dominant out there. As always, let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have, and Pete will be getting this one started. Garrett Whitlock, but it's a Red Sox game, so why don't we hear Jose with this one? We'll go back to Pete next one. Red Sox opening up -107 and now -111, so we've had 4 cents of movement towards the Boston Red Sox. From a total side of things here, we have this 8.5 -116 to the under, and this got down to 8, so this went down a full run. Also, when this opened up yesterday at 3:17 p.m., the under 9 was at -102. It was juiced to the over. So it had a real legit big move towards that under. So, Jose, how good is Garrett Whitlock? And what's your plan of action here, Guardians, Red Sox?
Yeah, I'm on the under. Full game under 8.5. I got -120. The market move in this game, Jimmy, is really weird. I'll tell you this. On Bet Online, and I'll pull it right back up again so I could cite my sources and then say this properly here. But you said it opened up at a 9, but then from there it just toppled, just opened up under 9 -105, and it's just keep going down, and we don't have cash, I believe, last time I checked, but 71% of the bets on the under in this game. The Red Sox can't hit, and it's just disgusting. And the real question is, and the thing that's going to win or lose our bets here is, are they going to play defense? Because the defense has been horrific. Now, one of the things they've done to help that defense is they moved Rafaelo from center field to shortstop, and he's a fucking dog, and he can do that shit. He's going to be pretty good there, hopefully. But now the outfield defense is going to look a little shakier now, and it just all trickles down, so it's pretty concerning. But I'm on the under here. I've lost fucking, I don't know how many under bets in the first 2 weeks on the Guardians, though, and it's been very frustrating. But I think they're going to regress back to who they were as a bad offensive team. I think Garrett Whitlock can get them under control. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ground balls from Whitlock. But I believe in him. And Bybee's a better pitcher than he showed last start against the White Sox. 5 earned runs against the White Sox is disgusting. But yeah, I believe in Whitlock here. So I'm on the under. And I was on the under last time we started too. And we just went to extras and got fucked there. So hopefully we can stay out of extras and for BJ's sake, get a Red Sox victory here.
58% of tickets, 93% of the cash on the Red Sox. As Jose said, 71% of tickets on the under. We don't have cash flow information. My dude saying he likes Whitlock strikeouts over today. Says Guardians hit 240 against righties with 97 strikeouts through 14 games. Top set leaning towards Boston first 5 and Cleveland first 5 team total under. And Trapcott saying Cleveland been hitting Brent Cook on the Guardians. And thank you for the kind words, Jay Kopp. And there's our guy Ray D'Amico in the house. And BJ says Bybee stinks, gladly fade. What does Peter Loshak say?
Well, yeah, I mean, and no one's mentioned that O'Neill is out for Boston too, right?
Yeah, he fucking there was a collision with him and Rafael Devers, and he fucking headbutted the back of his head. So he had 8 stitches. He'll be out. Major league leader in home runs, and I'd be a little surprised if Devers played. I'd be a little surprised if he played, but I expect him to play as well as of now.
Yeah, a little bit of hard to get a read on Bybee right now. Whitlock looks good. Control issues can pop up, but looks good. Yeah, I would lean under. I didn't bet it, and after the move, I probably won't. Although it's probably still a decent play. I'd be leaning under though. Maybe first 5 under. Gonna hold off for now. No play for me.
Yeah, I feel like I should double up here again with first 5 and full game, but I'm gonna stick to full game.
Can you guys just give me very, very quick expectation of Bybee here today? Pete, your expectation on Bybee in this start? Bounce back after the White Sox?
I don't have one, and that's why I'm off of it. Very, very weird. The guy got crushed by the White Sox. That's not good. But his start before that against Minnesota was good. And, of course, Boston, especially without O'Neill, is not a fearsome lineup. So my expectation for Bybee is good start. But I haven't bet that yet. I probably will. But I feel nervous about it, obviously.
And yours, Jose?
No, but that's my expectation, though. That's my expectation.
And yours, Jose?
Yeah, I expect him to bounce back.
Yeah.
And Benjamin, I'm like 85 to 90% sure it was Devers that hit him. So do with that what you will.
Very, 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 very.
Yeah, I do kind of like the under though, and the first 500 though. The more we talk about it, I mean, I always did. I was just like overthinking myself. Yeah.
You overthinking yourself, Pete? No.
Yeah, I'm interested in joining you guys. My dude saying Boston all day. So Bybee got crushed by Oakland and the White Sox.
3 earned runs, 4 innings, crushed. I guess.
I'm going to need more time on that, but I'd like to join you. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates 11-6, 8-4 on the road at New York Mets 8-8, 4-6 at home at Citi Field in Queens, New York. Gerald Jones versus Jose Quintana. Quintana gets no respect, man. He's a Rodney Dangerfield of the Major League Baseball. Jared Jones, very highly thought of youngster, coming up 0.94 whip, 25 strikeouts in 18 innings. We've talked a lot about him on this show already this year. Second round pick. Last start, 6 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 homers, 8 Ks, no walks, and 5-1 loss to Philadelphia. Quintana, 12 Ks, 8 walks. I mean, he doesn't look good, but he does it. 5 1/3 last out, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and the 16-4 win at Atlanta. We cashed first 3 and first 5. Pirates haven't been hitting lefties, 234, 706 OPS. Mets versus righties, 230, 672 OPS. Both bullpens have been good. Mets 3.29 ERA, Pirates 3.81 ERA. And UPK Yalaz says, give me first 5 under 3.5 on this game, and he leans Pirates full game. Let's touch on the weather in New York. It is 67 Fahrenheit, 8.5 miles per hour, left to right and slightly in, and then it becomes fully in, but it dies down to 5.5 by the end of the game. We get to the line history here. We'll start with the total from a total perspective. This one's sitting at 7.5, minus 114 to the under. This opened up at 8, and it even got down to 7 at 10:22 a.m. That wasn't a real 7 because it was minus 118 to the over and plus 105 to the under, but we have a half-run move towards the under from 8.5 to 7.5. When we get to the money line for this one, we have Quintana and the Mets at minus 107. Opened up minus 127. So just a massive move to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Peter Loshak, take it away. Pirates Mets.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted the Mets. I mean, Quintana, you got to earn respect. You got to earn respect. I mean, we're not shoving him in the garbage can in the hallways, but I don't know if I would say I respect him. He's okay. I liked Pittsburgh. I wanted, Jared Jones. Absolutely awesome in terms of strikeout and walk ratio. Gave him a couple home runs in each of his last 2 starts, but that's not. I think that's less likely. That's not likely to happen here against the Mets in this spot. So I kind of like. I like Pittsburgh first 5, and I like Pittsburgh full game. Although with the line move, I like it less. Have to decide whether I want to take it, but yeah, I kind of like it.
What a huge move to the Pirates here. And Jared Jones, can you explain it? And what are you doing, Jose?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I heard your breakdown. I like your breakdown. I was seeing what Jose's plan was.
Officially on the first 5 under here, I got 4 minus 115.
Wow. Nice job.
I had 4 minus 110 at the beginning of the show, and I just kind of stared at it. And I was like, you know what? It's minus 110. I don't think it's going to move to 3.5 just like that. But I like Jared Jones here. I think that he's been a solid pitcher so far. Like someone else in this chat said, he's been good. Sneaky, one of the better pitchers on the Pirates this year to start. And I will admit, I do not like Quintana. I've been back and forth on the Quintana train. It's been very difficult to try to read him, but he's pitched well. I'll give him his credit. Pirates don't really hit lefties all that much. I will admit the line moving dramatically towards them makes me a little worried that he gets touched up here a little bit, but I do think this is a lower scoring game. So First 5 under 4 minus 115 for me official.
That's available for me as well. That exact same line. If I want to send it in, I imagine Pinnacle will. I haven't even looked to see what Pinnacle's offering here. What do you think about that look? First 5 under 4, Pete.
In general, I think I would agree with it more than I disagree with it. Yeah. I mean, Jones gives up home runs. And Quintana is okay, but not great. But I would agree with it more than I disagree with it, for sure.
It's interesting that Mr. Heat's saying it's 3.5 on DraftKings. Like that's interesting to see. And I saw someone else. I don't know if it was Mr. Heat again saying 3.5 earlier. That's why I got a little worried when I looked at my thing and I bet it immediately. Actually, after that, that's why I got minus 115. And on action, 80% of the bets and 20% of the money. 80% of the bets are on the over. No money flow, but very interesting. I mean, 3.5 plus 110. I guess that makes more sense as plus money, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Mr. Heat, I don't know if DK has an option where you can pick your first 5 number and you can see what a 4 is on DK. Let us know.
Yeah, interesting. No way, my dude. Come on, no way.
Wow.
No way.
Pete, you're minus 350. It might be coming true.
All right, I undershot it a little bit, Sometimes my big favorite bets are even better than I thought they're going to be.
I'm just guessing, Pete. Go look at it because apparently the Blue Jackets.
I will. I'll do just that.
Well, it's still plus 180 at 365.
Oh, okay.
But still, that means it's on the move. Oh no, I got you, dude. I always, Yeah, no, that was
plus 165 at Pinnacle. Plus 2.5 is it's only minus 264, so it hasn't fully moved into the threes yet.
Plus 140 at ESPN Bet. Wow. That was your breakdown, Pete. That was your breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Loved hearing it and agreed with it.
Don't you hate when people say something sarcastically and then right back you say, I'll do just that. Glad I got a chance to do that right now with Jose Bouquett. Let's move on.
Quinn saying Circa's at plus 163, plus 205. Great value. Yeah, plus 220s. Yeah, it's beautiful. But I mean, it's one thing beating a line and plus 136 on DraftKings. One thing beating a line is another thing, getting the win, getting the cash.
By the way, real quick.
Yeah.
I should have said this during the Red Sox game, but LJ alerted me to this, and I thought it was very funny. First 5 run line leaders this year so far. The Red Sox are 13-3 first 5 run line this year. Shocking. I would never have guessed that. The Milwaukee Brewers are 12-2. Those are the 2 top teams. And they're over 10 units of profit here on the website I'm looking at. The third team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, at 10-6, 4 units. So shout out to that.
I like it. I like all of this. Let's roll on. I'm very interested in joining you on that first 5 under here, but I don't know why I would not also be on the full game under. I think both bullpens have been pitching well for Mets and Pirates, and so. But I like where you're at there. Let's roll on here. Jose, you'll be starting up this one 7:40 p.m. Eastern with the Kansas City Royals 11-6, 3-4 on the road. The Chicago White Sox 2-14, 1-8 at home. Billy Friedrich says, let's talk about my pathetic White Sox season already over. 2-14, shutout 6 times already. The record for most times shutout in the season 33. They're on pace for 60. White Sox hitting 196 as a team have scored a total of 34 runs in 16 games. They're 4-12 to the under 3.5 this season. Mr. Heat says, my poverty White Sox. Brady Singer going up against Jonathan Cannon. Jonathan Cannon pitching here today. At least we get to see some of these highly thought of prospects. 3rd round pick in the 2022 draft out of the University of Georgia. Here, Jonathan Cannon making his major league debut. This year in AAA, he's had 2 starts, gone 9 2/3, 11 Ks, 5 walks, been pretty good. Last year, he started in high A Winston-Salem and was good. Went up to Double A and got just destroyed. I do not know if this kid is ready to pitch in the majors. And we're going to see right off the hop, Royals are hitting 243, 737 OPS versus righties, and Brady Singer's being electric. 2-0, 0.98 ERA, 0.76 whip, 18 Ks to 4 walks over 18 in the third with 2 homers. His last start, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and a 13-3 win at home versus the Astros. That was again when Hunter Brown got lit up and smoked. White Sox first righties just 204, .589 OPS. And interestingly enough, the White Sox bullpen has been better slightly than the Royals bullpen thus far this year. It's not the bullpen that's been letting them down. Let's take a look at the weather here at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. We have, here we go, 73 Fahrenheit, 12.2 miles per hour in, between 12.2 and 15 mile per hour in. Let's get over to the line history here for this one. This one is sitting with the the Royals at minus 186. They opened up minus 178. It's not been a huge move towards. We got up to minus 191 before there was buyback. At 11:02 a.m., there'd be no move to the Royals. So it's fascinating. Then from a cash flow standpoint here, you have 87% of the tickets on the Royals, but just 66% of the cash. You have 43% of tickets and 92% cash on the over. A lot of volatility in this one. Jose Bouquett, let's get started. Royals, White Sox.
No action for me. Perky saying this is a weather game, perhaps. Shout out to you, Perky. Jonathan Cannon, it's 2 starts in the minors. Meh, I guess. He's looked okay. Well, he's looked good, but I still don't trust those 2 starts. 5 innings, 5 hit shutout, 6 Ks, 3 walks. And then 4 2/3 against the Orioles farm team, which, normally who the fuck cares what farm team it is, but it's the Orioles, so we know they've got some fucking bodies down there, and I'm sure he faced Jackson Holiday down there as well. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 runs earned, a home run, 5 Ks, 2 walks there. So truthfully, I kind of expect more of a line closer to that, if not more, on this start. I don't want to back him here. I'd prefer not to back Brady Singer either. I'd probably lean first 5 under here again. Billy Friedrich's mentioning that Cannon is 6'6". God damn. The guy's going to look gigantic on the mound. But I want nothing to do with this game. Like I said, I lean under, but I will say the weather alert does worry me. So,
Pistol Pete, what do you think of this spot here for Royals, White Sox?
Okay, well, first of all, I bet it, and I'll give it officially. Brady Singer over 4.5 strikeouts, currently minus 117 at Caesars. Is another line that Pinnacle bet online. They all have a few cents worse than that. So I'll take the Caesars line over 4.5 minus 117. With first-time starters, especially tall, gawky guys like this, it can go either way. Not at all be surprised if Cannon comes in here, 7 innings, 1 hit, 8 strikeouts, 0 runs. Long-term, though, he projects out to, like a 4th, 5th starter kind of guy who gets a lot of ground balls, but when his ground ball pitches aren't working, he gets crushed, as you see a lot in baseball. Kind of like an innings eater kind of guy. So I think he will have a career in the majors. He might be a guy who I'll be looking to fade when he's with high volatility. I expect some high volatility from him in general to not be that great. Maybe for the 5th starter in this particular game, totally off of it. I would expect him to maybe do a little bit better than, I don't know. I have no expectations for him in this particular game, and there's no way in hell I'm going to bet either side of the money line. But I did take Singer strikeouts over.
Over 4.5 Ks. Yeah. Okay. We move on here in this one. I guess there's nothing here appealing enough for me, sadly. But I agree with not wanting to be on the public side here with the Royals, with not being sure what Can's going to do, but also not wanting to back the White Sox here. Let's roll on. 7:40 p.m. Eastern with the San Diego Padres 10-9, 5-3 on the road at Milwaukee Brewers 10-5, 3-3 at home at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Delacease versus Wade Miley. Miley looked great in that first start. 4 innings, allowed 1 hit, solo shot, didn't strike out a batter. Doesn't need to. Dylan Cease 1-1, 2.16 ERA, 0.84 WHIP, 20 Ks over 60 2/3. He's been very good. He allowed 2 runs, but they weren't earned in that 10-2 win at home over the Cubs. 7 Ks and 2 walks. He's been excellent. The problem with wanting to back Miley is the Padres smash lefties. They're only hitting .230, but with an .815 OPS. Brewers versus righties are the best in the business right now. .302, .863 OPS. Padres bullpen 4.30 ERA. Brewers 3.77 ERA. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. And the Don't need to worry about whether at American Family Field roof will be closed. So here we go. A Miley at plus 110 right now. Opening up at plus 111. There'll be no movement. From a total side of things here, we have this sitting. Oh, sorry, I got to move it over one. Sorry, quickly. We have this sitting at 8.5 minus 103 to the under. So there's been 3 cents of movement to the over. So very, very little movement on this baseball game. Let's see if the cash is sort of 50-50. 53% of the tickets and 81% of the cash on the over. Then 66% of tickets and 90% of cash on the Padres. 66 and 90, but line's not moving towards them. Huh. That's fascinating. My dude says Brewers are destroying righties. Stay away from me. Caesar's only pitched against Brewers once in his career. I don't like it at all. Stay away game for him. Coin says San Diego lineup is the goods comparable to the Dodgers and Atlanta right now. So here we go. Let's see the plan of action. So Pete, get it started for us. Padres Brewers.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the over here. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I might. Dylan Cease is good. He's fine, but I think he's gotten a little bit hit lucky so far this year. And as someone mentioned before, he might be in a vulnerable spot here. Wade Miley, okay, that was a nice start, but he also, no strikeouts and a relatively low total. So I'm sort of feeling my way around, but no strikeout props I want to take, but maybe a shot with the over.
Yeah, does it concern you that the market's not moving with? It's early yet. 10,587 tickets in, but 53% of the tickets, 81% of the cash on the over. Wouldn't you like to see it move?
Sure.
Is that because it's not moving? Is that enough to keep you off of it? Or are you going to just trust it?
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that in a couple seconds.
Jose Bouquett, Padres Brewers. Take it away.
I don't think I'm going to move on it, but I 100% again lean Brewers here. I was on him yesterday. I got fucked with one bad inning. The Padres score 6 runs and kind of end the game right there. But I definitely lean Brewers here again. You guys know I don't like Wade Miley. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I have to go to some kind of Jeremy. I think I need to talk to your mother here. And get my mind right of why I hate these fat pitchers. What is it about fat pitchers?
It's the eye test. Your eye test makes it look. He looks bad, but he gets the job done.
I hate it.
And also, there's an element of I'm fat. Why can't I be a good pitcher?
Maybe.
I think that's what's going on.
And he's left-handed as well. Maybe that makes me even more jealous. I don't know. This fat fuck could do it. Why can't I? Same thing with Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, exactly.
I look like Nestor Cortez. I have the same body as Nestor Cortez. I just don't have a fat ass like he does. I can grow the same mustache as that fucking guy. Pisses me off, too. No action here, making it short and simple.
I will take the Milwaukee team total over, though. I'll take a shot with it.
Okay, what is that?
It'll be 3.5. I'll line shop around. I will take that. I'll take Milwaukee team total over 3.5.
All right, let's roll on. Atlanta Braves 10-5, 6-3 on the road at Houston Astros, 6-12, 4-7 at home. We're at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. We have Ronaldo Lopez. You were absolutely right about him winning that 5th spot in the rotation and stepping up to start the year. Jose, I wonder how long it will last. We'll get yours to get you to get us started here. Last start 6-3, it's no run, 6 games, 3 walks, 6-5 win at home. And then Hunter Brown. Look, I looked like the asshole in that last start. I thought he was going to bounce back here. He is now throwing 7 2/3. Hunter Brown. Do you have the stats in front of you, Jose? Tell me you don't. If you do.
Oh no, I've seen his. I have his starts written down. His home road splits this year are hilarious.
He's allowed 23 hits in 7 2/3 innings. I've never
11 hits in 2/3 of an inning will do that to you. You know.
I've never seen anything quite like that. So
that's why I was thinking about this. I was like, we have to remember that Hunter Brown's home road splits are going to be fucked for a while with that 2 starts on the road just being horrific. But who knows? Maybe he pitches well here on the at home soil and continues the splits.
I I've already played the fool trying to say Hunter Brown's a gamer. He's a good pitcher. He's going to bounce out. I'm not going to sit here and do that again. I mean, we're talking about real fucking money here, and like I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's got talent. He's going to bounce back. Braves versus righties, 314, 891 OPS. Astros versus righties, 276, 763 OPS. Astros bullpen's been trashed. The Astros have been trashed, 6-12. Braves bullpen has been strong. Let's get into the line history here for this one and hear what Jose has to say to get us rolling. So from a money line standpoint, Hunter Brown and the Astros are sitting at plus 105. Plus 104. They opened at 105. From a total standpoint, this is sitting at sitting at 9.5 at a pick'em. This opened up at 10, so we have a half run move to the under. And then from a cash flow perspective, or for cash, where the cash is at, we have 88% of the tickets on the Braves. No cash flow. We have 64% tickets, 61% cash on the over, and it's dropped a half run. Here we go, Jose. Braves, Astros.
Yeah, on the surface, this feels like easy Brave spot again here. I do like that we've smashed Reynaldo Lopez, or well, I should say, I bet him once. I stayed off him in his last game, but we were bang on about him being, there's people nipping at his heels, a shitload of people nipping at his heels, and I feel like he feels like he probably can't fuck this up. And 2 good starts, I'm a little worried about him having a third good one here. But I was so mad at myself yesterday with fucking Allegretti and Joey Dickhead for the Braves pitching. I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to be betting the over in this game, and it's going to stay under. Of course, that's what it did. And I kind of feel the same thing here, honestly. Hunter Brown coming off of a fucking horrible start. I really think that maybe his home road splits might be a thing here, but they're obviously a little dramatic right now. I think he pitches better on home soil here. And I think Reynaldo Lopez can do his thing again here. 10 was a lot of runs. 9.5, still probably a lot of run here. So I lean under, but no action for me here as well. I have a lot of bets so far, but I definitely do like the under in this game, but still no action.
Pistol Pete, Braves, Astros.
Braves, Astros, yeah. Definitely not. Definitely going to be a pass for me. Reynaldo Lopez, maybe a little bit lucky. Hits are down, walks up. So I would be leaning Houston, but not pulling the trigger on it.
Morgan Spooner says this is the part in the Undoing Project where the pilot is more likely to fly well after flying poorly, regardless of how people perceive the bad outing. I like it. 9:40 p.m. Eastern, we have the Chicago Cubs 10-6, 5-5 on the road. Arizona Diamondbacks 8-9, 6-5 at home. We're at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Cannot believe that the Coyotes are going to get a new arena in 5 years and get their team back. You don't deserve it, but it's going to happen.
Oh, that's happening? Wow.
Yeah, it's in the details. They get their team back. They get their name back. They get everything back. Let's go to the roof here. Roof status for the Diamondbacks game today. We have it open today and closed tomorrow. Important information. So the roof will be open. We have 83 Fahrenheit, 8.2 miles per hour left, right, slightly, and then it becomes slightly out. It stays between 8.2 and 7.2. It's perfect weather for baseball. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We'll start with the money line. We have Henry and the Diamondbacks sitting at minus 121. They opened up at minus 119. And when we get to the total here for this one, we have it sitting at 10, minus 115 to the over. Opening up at 9.5. Got up to 10.5. Oh, it's back at 10.5 again, but it's juice to the under, plus 103 to the over. But that's a full run move towards the over. And then when we get to the cash flow for this one, we have 73% of tickets and 99% of the cash on the over. 82% of tickets and 95% of the cash on the Diamondbacks. This is a Kyle Hendricks spot where, I screwed this up last. So I screwed up with Hunter Brown and Kyle Hendricks. And I just don't want to do that. Now, you can sort of, it's the Rosie Perez school of, sometimes when you're right, you're really wrong and all that. Maybe he could maybe he could step up here. And I was just maybe both him and Hunter Brown have good starts, and I was just a start short. But last start was horrible. He's looked terrible. He's allowed 26 hits in 12 2/3 with 8 Ks, 4. He's allowed 5 home runs in 12 2/3. Going up against Tommy Henry, who was okay in his last start, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, and a 5-3 win at the Rockies. Cubs versus lefties, 224, 733 OPS. Diamondbacks, 215, 658 OPS versus righties. Not hitting them. Both Cubs bullpens being below average, while Diamondbacks bullpens being pretty good at 3.43 ERA here. So Pete, get us started with this one. Cubs Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean, my numbers it's super obvious, but my numbers D-backs first 5 team total over, first 5 over, and they also like both of the strikeout props under 3.5 for Hendricks, 4.5 for Henry, which I did bet the Henry one. Actually, I like the Henry one a little bit more. So I guess I'm going to make some of those, even though those are all super obvious plays. I guess I'll make a bunch of plays official here, but nothing that everyone else isn't seeing.
And okay, let us know what we're gonna. Yeah, they're moving to it's official. They're going to be in Salt Lake City. They're going to be a new team with a new name. They can't keep Coyotes. They're not allowed to. So we'll see who they're.
They get all the players, right?
They get all the players, yeah. But it's expansion.
So
basically,
did the Coyotes just start fresh with new players when they come back?
There'll be an expansion draft for the Coyotes when they come back in 5 years.
What a weird league.
Jose, take it away. Your thoughts here on Cubs Diamondbacks.
Yeah, this was another stay off for me, but I saw a good tweet recently that showed like all the average fastball velocities, like the lower ones, I should say, like the lowest average fastball velocities from last year, and showed where those guys are. Most all of them are unemployed, and the guys that are employed are doing horribly, like Kyle Hendricks here. I actually agree with the comments. I'll find it here. My dude said he's a Cubs fan, and he says Hendricks is done. I think he's done. I just think that the slow fastball just can't go anymore, really. And I know he'll mix it up, et cetera, but like I just think that it's just too slow now, and I think Hendricks is washed up, truthfully. So I lean Diamondbacks here as well. No action for me though. I will say I'm shocked Tommy Henry's still pitching in the rotation. It's 99% of the reason why is because Jordan Montgomery, I guess, is still not ready. I haven't heard anything about him, but yeah, this feels like a Diamondbacks spot here. If the total wasn't so high, I'd be interested in the team total, but the total's high for a reason. So
yeah, I don't find this appealing at all. Let's roll on. Jose, you'll start this.
Wait, let me give you my official plays, Jim.
Yeah, my bad. Roll.
All right, to start, I'm definitely going to add on Arizona first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 119 current line of Pinnacle. I'll shop around for better, and I'll take Hendricks under 3.5 strikeouts and Henry under 4.5 strikeouts. I'm going to shop around, and at the end of the segment, I'll quote the books that I find with the best numbers.
Okay, got it locked. So Henry under 4.5 Ks, Hendricks under 3.5 Ks. We'll get the exact number there. And Arizona first 5 team total over 2.5. We move on. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. We have the Cincinnati Reds 9-7, 5-2 on the road at Seattle Mariners 7-10, 5-6 at home at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. 48 Fahrenheit. The roof will be closed. Hunter Green's first road start, coming off that 7-2 loss at home versus the Brewers, did not look good. 7 runs, 6 of which were earned, 2 homers, 9 Ks, and 1 walk. Logan Gilbert, beautiful bounce back performance in his last start. 7 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, was solo shot, 8 Ks, 1 walk, 6-1 extra inning win at Toronto. The Reds are hitting righties pretty well, 244, 746 OPS. Mariners are not hitting righties whatsoever, 203, 609 OPS. Reds bullpen 4.40 ERA, Mariners 3.21. Mariners bullpen has been good. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. This total is at 7 minus 119 to the under. Open up at 7.5, juice to the under. Very, very interesting. This also did get back up to 7.5 at 9:30 this morning, but went right back to 7. When it first moved back to 7, the under at 10:30 in the morning, the under 7 was plus 108. That's now minus 119. So we've had a real big, legit move towards that under. From a money line standpoint here, we have the Mariners and Logan Gilbert minus 125, opened up minus 127. So we've had no move there. When we got to the cash flow, and my dude talking about how good Johnny Gray looks out there, the Gray Wolf. Thankful I listened to you guys and you got me off of fading him. Here, when we talk about the cash flow, we have 46% of the tickets and 99% of the cash on the under. Then we have 55% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on the Cincinnati Reds, which is a bit of a surprise. Here we go. Jose, take it away. Reds, Mariners.
Tough game. I'm off. Obviously into a first 5 under, but it's 7, so that's disgusting. Honestly, the low total makes me lean over, truthfully, after saying that. But yeah, I want nothing to do with this game. Minus 125 seems a little short, truthfully, again. But I just go back and forth. However, I will say I am betting the Rockies and that first 5 under spot right now while you were doing that. So I'm betting that as we speak, but no action on this game.
0.84 whip for Logan Gilbert, 23 Ks and 3 walks. Has allowed 4 jacks, but that was in that second start, the ugly second start. Pete, what are your thoughts here, Reds, Mariners?
Okay, I'm also going to add on Cubs, Arizona, first 5 over. I'm going to buy the 5 at Pinnacle, minus 142. So I'll just give you the lines now. Arizona, first 5, team total over 2.5, minus 119. Hendricks, under 3.5, minus 141. Bet online. Henry, under 4.5, minus 120. Heritage, and the first 5 over 5, minus 142. That's at Pinnacle. All right, I'm sorry. So what game are we talking about now?
We are talking about the Reds, Mariners, Logan Gilbert versus Hunter Green. Hunter Green's first road start, coming off getting shellacked, but did look great in his first 2 starts. Gilbert had that one bad start, 2 beautiful ones. What are your thoughts here?
This is tough. I actually have a lean to Gilbert under 7.5 strikeouts. I did bet that one. Not sure why my numbers that I look at like it so much, but they do like it a bit. Hunter Green, he's getting his strikeouts, but I don't like the strikeout prop for him. And as far as the side is concerned, I have no real opinion. It's a toss-up. If someone that I trust likes something, I'll probably tail them. But as of right now, the only thing I bet was Gilbert under 7.5 strikeouts. I don't love that, but I bet it. And the rest of it, no opinions.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. I can understand the discomfort. Jose, you want to just move on to Cards Ace?
Yep.
Okay. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Next one. St. Louis Cardinals 8-9, 5-6 on the road to the Oakland A's, 7-10, 3-8 at home at Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California. Lance Lynn versus JP Sears. Let's start with the weather in Oakland. 66 Fahrenheit, 8.7 miles per hour, left to right, very slightly out. 8.7 down to 6.4 by the end of the game. Then we're going to get into the line history here for this one. On the money line, the A's sitting at plus 129. Opened up at 128 now. Opened up at 129. From a total standpoint, then we are sitting here with an 8. It's minus 112 to the over. Opened up at minus 106 to the over, so 6 cents of movement towards that over. My dude says JP Sears to get 4 strikeouts today. He loves it. Philly Eagle Flyer on this game tied on the Mariners game tied after 2 at plus 136. And Doug moving on the Phillies minus 1.5 and the Orioles first 5 minus a half. My dude says Cardinals can't hit lefties. They're hitting 194 with a 644 OPS. My dude says they can't hit lefties. Sears look good against the Rangers. Chosen one on the first 5 under 4.5. And Morgan Spooner says, breaking my Oakland cherry here. The ballpark is set up to BABIP a guy like Lynn to death. Batting average, balls in play. So let's get into the cash flow here for this Oakland spot. You have 72% of the tickets on the A's, 56% of tickets on the over, and no cash flow information. Lance Lynn coming off a good start. He allowed 2 runs, none of which were earned. 5 innings, 6 Ks, 4 walks, 4-3 loss at home versus Phillies. And then Sears coming off that spectacular start at the Rangers. Cards aren't hitting lefties. A's aren't hitting righties. Both bullpens have been very good. So let's roll here. Pete, we'll start with you, and then Jose will start the final game on the board, which is Nationals-Dodgers, before we get in the NBA. Take it away, Pete, Cardinals-A's.
Yeah, Lance Lynn is pretty interesting. I kind of like his under strikeouts prop here. I mean, I think he'll probably be okay, but I don't like his strikeouts prop. And JB Sears, I'm not sure what to expect here. Maybe other people who have looked into this more deeply. I kind of would expect him to be okay, but I kind of like his under strikeouts prop as well a little bit, but not necessarily going to bet that one. And lean to Oakland as a home dog. No opinion on the total.
What about you, Jose? Your thoughts here, Lynn versus JP Sears?
Yeah, I lean Oakland here as well, but no action. I just put in all my bets, and I have a lot of bets here today, so my palms are now sweating. I'm eagerly awaiting. The pacing will begin here very shortly, and I will make my parlay here official, and I'll give it out at the end of the review, I should say. But no action here for me. Nothing appealed to me here, unfortunately.
I'm surprised that it's moved 6 cents towards the over. I don't see why. I don't see these offenses doing much in this baseball game. Did the under have no appeal to you, Jose?
Yeah, I would lean under as well. Fed to bet aside, I mean, Lance Lynn, not that trustworthy, but it's the Oakland A's here, so I know you love backing Lance Lynn as well.
What about you, Pete? Did you have any interest in the under here?
No, I would love to take a shot with Lynn under 6.5 strikeouts, but I probably should hold off, I guess. I mean, Oakland's not that good. I know that.
Well, I don't know why. I also don't need to get involved here. We have 56% of tickets on the over. I just see two teams that can't hit. So Sears should have a nice start, and so should Lynn. And both bullpens have been great. I guess I'm going to have to take some time on this one. But let's talk about the final game here on the board. Then we'll review all action, and Pistol Pete and I will break down the two big playing games this evening. We go 10:10 p.m. Eastern. Washington Nationals 7-9, 5-5 on the road at LA Dodgers 11-8, 7-5 at home. Now just 11-8 they are. We'll see if RotoWire has done any made any changes to their expect. I mean, they still have Yarbrough out there, which must not be happening. Millsy in the house with Keegan Murray over 17.5 points for Sacramento Kings. And Jack Kyle saying the Dodgers are blowing up tickets. We have Patrick Corbin. He's been atrocious as per usual. 8.44 ERA, 1.94 WHIP. Last start, 7 earned runs and 11 hits, or 5 2/3, and a 7-1 loss at the Giants. And the Dodgers are hitting lefties decent. Not a lot of power. 266 with a 722 OPS. And the Nats bullpen's been very good. Mike says Dodgers lay the lumber -1.5. Let's take a look at the weather here for this last game on the board. 66 Fahrenheit, 8.1 miles per hour left to right, down to 5.4. Then we're going to take a look at the money line here actually, we'll start with the total. The total's at 9.5, a -114 to the under. So it's been 9. It moved from 9 to 9.5, and that took 12 minutes for that to happen. So move towards the over. We talk about the money line here for this one. Dodgers sitting at -271. They opened up -234. Jesus. Wow. All right. It is the final spot here on the board. Jose Bouquett, any interest in Nats Dodgers or any angles when we find out who's pitching?
Yeah, no action, obviously. If this is a -300, I'll be on the Nationals again. For my bankroll's sake today, I hope not, just because it's a lot of bets I have in today. But yeah, I like the Nationals here as a big dog. But you guys know why. No team should be favored by that much, et cetera, et cetera. So shout out to it. We'll take our money and run from that first day.
Pistol Pete, any interest here?
First, you can check on Lance Lynn under 6.5 strikeouts, -147 current line at Heritage. A bunch of other places have 150, Pinnacle 164, but I'll take the Heritage line. Lance Lynn under 6.5 strikeouts, -147 Heritage. Yeah, this one, the Pat Corbin start. What the hell? I'm seeing a line. Who's starting? I don't even know what the hell's going on in this game. Who's starting for the Dodgers? What's going on here?
Sounds like, let me get his information up here. It sounds like we have a pitcher here. Kyle Hurt. Looks like Kyle.
Who the
Hurt.
fuck is that?
25-year-old Kyle Hurt here. It looks like. So it looks like it'll be a bullpen type situation here. Kyle Hurt This is the pitcher who's supposed to be starting. Let me just see if we can get
Who's
some
that?
more. See if we get a little baseball reference for this 25-year-old 5th-round pick in the 2020 draft out of USC. And he this year has started 2 games for Oklahoma City. He's come out of the bullpen twice for the Dodgers. But in those 2 starts, he's only thrown 4 innings. So this is just a bullpen day. He'll go an inning or 2 max. My dude, love it. Already has 5 strikeouts from Gray. And thank you for keeping me off of starting off in bad shape. But in saying that, we'll see how it bangs out. Let's get that tied after 2 inning spot. So any interest at all from you guys, or do you need to study Kyle Hurt for a little while, or plan out how you'd want to attack the bullpen?
No, lean Nats for me. Lean Nats. And my internet's been shitty here for the last 30 minutes. So sorry if I've been kind of in and out with this shit. But I lean Nationals for sure here as a big dog. I know Patrick Corbin, gross, but you just keep taking these dog spots, and I think you'll end up in the plus money. But it's not a minus 300, so I'm not on it.
And Pete, anything you want here in this Corbin start?
I mean, how can I not take? Let me just quickly glance. I got to take either the Dodgers' first 5 team total over or the full game team total over. I mean, I got to do one of those. Things. I can't not do that. I am going to take the Dodgers, but I think I'm going to take the full game team total over. And let me just decide if I want to take 5.5 or do some safe bullshit and take a 5 and buy up or whatever. Let me just shop around and let you know what I want to do here, Jim.
All right, let's review all action, and we'll hear what Pistol's plan is in this one. The Tigers early in the early under, I got off of, and Rangers Tigers, which is fine. Loshak starts his card with the Orioles first 5 minus 149. I want the first 5 under 4.5, and I want Twins full game. Then I believe I'll be moving on the first 5 under 4.5 in Colorado Rockies, Philly. Each capper here is going to go over all their action. So Jose will be next, then Pete. In the first 5 plus a half that Jose was talking about for the Rockies, I'm interested in. Loshak, I'll let Loshak do his, but he's got the Weathers under 4.5 strikeouts. He's got Savali over 5.5 strikeouts. I like that first 5 under 4 in the Angels-Rays game. Now we have a bunch of our cappers on the Blue Jays. Troy's on the under 8.5. Dapper Cappers on best bet, Blue Jays minus 115. Jose's on the Blue Jays full game. Loshak's on the Jays first 5. I'm going to be involved with the Jays, but it's not going to be a double up spot here. Then we have Jose on the under 8.5 in Guardians Red Sox. I'm interested in that under, but want to look at it a little further. Jose's on the first 5 under 4 at minus 115 in Pittsburgh, New York Mets. I'm going to join him on that one. Pistol Pete's on Singer over 4.5 Ks, and he's on the Brewers team total over 3.5, which I don't have juice for. What was the juice for that Brewers team total over 3.5?
At minus 128.
Minus 128 for Pete. Then Braves Astros, we stayed off. Loshak has attacked the Cubs Diamondbacks game heavily. Arizona first 5 team total over 2.5. Hendricks under 3.5 Ks. Henry under 4.5 Ks. And Chicago Arizona first 5 over 5. Minus 142. Reds Mariners, no action. I like the under in St. Louis Oakland, but I'm going to spend more time on it. Loshak's on Lynn under 6.5 Ks. And Loshak, what was the juice you got on the Dodgers team total over?
You should take 5.5, but I'm gonna buy to 5 at Caesars minus 162. Dodgers team total over 5 minus 162. Jose, if you want to play that video now, you are allowed to. That is a stupid thing.
Oh yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
Joey Harb saying so everything going under today. That's not happening. Just to review for you, Joey, before Jose comes in. Pete's on the team total over in the Dodgers game. No one's on the under. Cardinals A's, I have interest in the under, sure. Reds Mariners, we have no under action. Loshak's on the first 5 team total over for Arizona, and the Cubs Diamondbacks, no one's on the under in that one. Braves Astros, no one's on the under there. Loshak's on the Brewers team total over 3.5 in Padres Brewers. Nobody's on the under there. Loshak's on Singer over 4.5 Ks in Royals White Sox. Nobody's on the under there. So that's 7 or 8 games, Joey? First 5 under 4 in Pittsburgh, New York, I'd like to be involved in. Jose's on the under 8.5 in Cleveland, Boston, so there's 2 out of 9 games. He's on the under. No, Troy's on the under. None of us are on the under in Yankees 10, so that's 2 out of 10 there. First 5 under in Angels Rays for me, that would make 3 out of 11. Nobody's on the under in the Giants Marlins. The first 5 under 4.5. So there's 4 unders, and in Minnesota, Baltimore as well. So 5 unders in 15 games, Joey, is what we are on. And you stated that everything going under. So, Jose, can you please take it away and tell us your action on today's card?
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys what I've bet here, and I'll give out the parlay, which I saw someone's asking for friends and family. It's very friends and family adjacent, I'll tell you that. Cleveland, Boston, under 8.5, -120. I saw that go to an 8 on my book, looking at the lines just now, so that made me feel very happy. Blue Jays full game, -115. Blue Jays first 5, -115. They're also in that parlay we'll talk about here in a second. Pirates, New York Mets, under 4, -115 for that first 5 innings there. Fucking Quintana, don't fucking fail me today, my man. Rockies, first 5, +0.5, +130. And Rockies, Phillies, first 5 under 4.5, -105 for the first 5 innings there. I also did move on the Twins full game money line, hoping there's a late bullpen implosion by the Orioles. I might even, feel good enough to where if the Orioles score early, I might take a little more on the Twins. We'll see. I won't be making that shit official. That's just for me personally betting there. And the parlay I'm rolling with today that is going to be official for me, my baseball record as well. Bruins, Red Wings, and the Toronto Blue Jays. As well, all money line. I'm getting 3-1. I need to calculate it exactly because my site doesn't give me the parlay odds. But yeah, I'm gonna calculate that. But I'm very heavily invested in the Blue Jays at home to favorite, that dog to favorite flip is just a spot I like betting. So that's my action here.
Quick friends and family for Kong. Do you have your spot ready for it?
Mine?
Yeah.
I guess mine would probably be the Blue Jays there, because you can't get the under in the Red Sox game at 8.5. At least I can't. So that's probably what I would roll with, the Blue Jays, and that's a short price. So and I'd also, if I had to pick between first 5 and full game, I pick first 5 or full game in my parlay. So I guess you could take that, but I wouldn't hate first 5 at all. So I'd go kind of back and forth on it. And shout out to Philly Eagle Flyer for that tied in the second. That's nice.
Yeah, beautiful. And then, Pete, your friends and family best bet for Kong would be?
It has to be MLB?
No, but don't take Bruins money line.
Oh, okay. I will take, it'd be either like Seattle team total under or Winnipeg, or it could be, let me just glance at the baseball. It will be, that's a first 5 over in the Arizona game. All right. Yeah. It'll be Winnipeg -150 or whatever.
I don't think for the friends and family, I think you could have Jets money line. I could have Bruins money line. Jose is Blue Jays.
Money line. Winnipeg money line.
Winnipeg money line for Pete. Bruins money line for me, and the Blue Jays for Jose. Ron Crawford's a Montreal +1.5. This is part that he liked. Let's roll on to NBA.
Well, you want just for record keeping? Do you want me to just quickly go over mine?
Of course, yes.
Okay, all these are pinnacle unless I mention the book. Baltimore first 5 -149. Ryan Weathers under 4.5 strikeouts -131. Caesars. Civale over 5.5 -113. Caesars. Jays first half money line -110. Heritage. Singer over 4.5 -117. Caesars. Milwaukee team total over 3.5 -128. Arizona first 5 team total over 2.5 -119. Hendricks under 3.5 strikeouts -141. Bet online. Henry under 4.5 strikeouts -120. Heritage. Cubs Arizona first 5 over 5 -142. Lance Lynn under 6.5 strikeouts -147. Heritage. And Dodgers team total over 5 -162. Caesars.
Beautiful. Let's succeed today. You are in the black to start the season off. Pete, Jose, you are very, very close to it, and then I've fallen off, but had a nice day Friday. Ready to get back today. Jose, my friend, any last words for the Capper Sport and Show?
No, it's gonna be a lot of fun watching all these games, and I considered throwing in a basketball play in the parlay I made there. I considered throwing in the Warriors because you saw, I'm sure, fucking Jimmy, 10 units for BJ on the Warriors, 10 of them. And we know that fucking guy rolls. That's a big ass bet for BJ. So shout out to you, BJ. Good luck. Good luck on the NBA. Pete, try not to take any fucking big dogs or big favorites, I should say. So good luck.
I'll try. Thanks, Jose. I'll try.
Okay. All right, let's move on to NBA. We have 2 games in NBA before we put a bow on this show. Let me make sure I got everything all set up for us to begin breakdowns. Pistol, Pete, Loshak, 2 giant games in NBA. We have Troy Torrance, who's given us some very, very interesting notes regarding all of this. We have BJ with max bets. This is going to be very, very enjoyable. So let's get it started, Pete. NBA playing games, monster basketball games. And we start with Lakers Pelicanos. Take it away.
You know, obviously they played in a big game, the last game out. The Lakers this year, when it matters, they have come to play. But you got to think, first of all, I can't not take it. First quarter under, and Pelicans, I guess, first half, not first quarter. LeBron James, they're all probably going to, I wouldn't be surprised if Lakers come back in the second half and roll and take the game. But not a good spot for the Pelicans, I don't think, last game. First quarter under, Pelicans first half. Those could easily both lose by a lot, but if I don't give them and they win, I'll be like, after all these years, I haven't learned anything. Give the shit that I like, and so there you go. Those are the official plays. I'm going to shop around for the best lines right now, Jim.
Spreadsheet play of the day from our Ron Crawford is the Golden State Warriors. We'll be talking about that, of course, in the next game. Jack House says, what is the status of AD at this point? Everybody expects him to be in there. He's listed as questionable, but we all expect him to be in there. He was very, very, very good in that last game. Troy Torrance says Lakers are the worst potential matchup for the Pelicans, but history would tell us Pelicans get this job done. Pelicans first half for Troy Torrance.
Mm-hmm. And I said everything I said before I knew that Troy Torrance was going to say that.
Sean Polium says if Lakers win this game, they play Denver. If they lose, they play OKC. I think they'll find a way to lose tonight. I honestly don't believe that one would want Denver that much more, that much more than OKC. I mean, sorry, they want OKC that much more than Denver. I think they're 2 very difficult situations. But let's set this one up. Here we go. We have the play-in for the West, 7th and 8th place. Lakers 47-35 on the year, but just 19-21 on the road. New Orleans Pelicans 49-33, 21-19 at home. We're at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Lakers been shooting very well, 50.9% from the field over the last 5 games, 3-2 over that stretch. 6th fastest pace in the league. They have slowed down a little bit. They were up to like 104 possessions a game for a while, down to 101.6, 37.3 from 3. The Pelicans 4-1 over their past 5. They had the winning streak snapped with that beat down by the Lakers. 47.9 from the field and 44.2% from 3. I can understand why everybody expects the Pelicans to bounce back here. I get it. But that, for me, I don't know what to do with it. There's been no movement on the spread, -1 at -105. From a total standpoint here, we're dealing with a 225 at Pinnacle. It's 224.5 at most books. This opened up at 228 and went down to 223, then back up to 225. So we'll go to cash flow. 35% of the tickets and 93% of the cash on the Pelicans. Big bets coming on the Pelicans, line not moving. 23% of the tickets, 69% of cash on the under. Big bets coming on the under and the line moving there. So, yes, of course, Ron, the loser, plays the winner of Warriors Kings. So it's not going to be that easy, but they will play them at home, whoever that is. So Pelicans could have avoided all of this. They couldn't do that. They could have not been in the play-in, but they couldn't beat the Lakers. Troy Torrance's line isn't moving because Davis is a game time decision tag. DC Capper, best bet Warriors as well. So we'll get into that one here shortly. So Lakers coming off their second straight win, 124-108 at the Pelicans on Sunday. The Pelicans snapped their 4-game winning streak. Lakers shot 55.2% from the field, and the Pelicans had 19 turnovers. Lakers were up by as many as 32. They didn't have to put too much pressure on the game. LeBron went for 17 assists. He just seems to step up when it's needed. And then the question is the back spasms that affected AD obviously is a huge, huge turning point in the game. But also, what's BI going to do? He comes back from that 12-game absence, plays 23 minutes. I mean, of course, we expect him to get more minutes here. And CJ McCollum's been very, very good for a long time now. 30. He's gone for 30 or more 4 times in the last short while. He's hitting 52.5% from 3 on this over the last 7 games. So he's just rolling. Zion had 12 points. He was being guarded by James, and he didn't seem to get available. And for me here, it's pretty simple. I have watched our friend Dennis Garcia succeed in an enormous way, taking every single player prop on the under come playoff time. So I've watched him do it for 2 years. I've tracked it. I am in a situation where with my local I can bet credit. So I'm going to do it. I have to wait until about 30 minutes, 40 minutes before tip off to get the extra players in at 365. It has to be through 365 because I have to use credit on this because it's going to be expensive. So I'm going to bet every single player in both of these games under their point total. And I expect profits. So we'll see how that bangs out. But it's something that I keep watching succeed. I've watched it extremely closely. I've tracked it so closely. So now I'm gonna come in. I'm not gonna tweet them out. I'm not gonna tweet any of these out. I'm just gonna bet them. It's no point to tweet, like you said, Pete. This is not my thing. This is something that Dennis created. I'm not gonna go out there and say this is. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to bet it. I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to do it again tomorrow, and we'll see. Now, the one thing I haven't figured out is how much to bet on each player prop, because it's going to be a big investment. So I've still got to figure that part out. But that's what I'm doing tonight, Pete. I'm taking every single player on the board under their point total. And from a best bet standpoint, yeah, of course we expect the Pelicanos to bounce back. And Troy Torrance said last year in the play-in in round 1, home teams are 4-0 straight up and against the spread when 80% of the bets were on the road team. So we're sitting here with, right now on the spread, we have 65% of the tickets on the road team, only 7% of the cash. So I've got my plan, and I don't need to get involved in will the Pelicans bounce back? They probably bounce back. Is this a bad matchup for them? Yes, it's a bad matchup for them. I have seen a system work, and I'm just going to bet it, see if it works for me. What do you want to make official here, Pete?
Okay, I'll make Pelicans first half money line minus 119 official, which I agree is a little bit dicey. And I like more the first quarter under 58, which is current line at Bet Online. So Pelicans money line first half is at Pinnacle, and the first quarter under 58 minus 110 at Bet Online.
I like that first quarter under 58. I like it. It's moved so heavily. And Troy Torrance is asking whether the books clean up on this game and then give it back with the Warriors taking care of business here in this spot. Jack Kyle saying Zion cannot get past LeBron. Seriously, LeBron has a size and athleticism to stay in front of Zion. LF3 says the casino will win big today. Everyone on the Lakers, this is a Pell spot. Triple up for LF3. First quarter, first half, and full game. And Chase says a Kings Pelicans wins would set up for more viewership in the elimination game, but I hate when I get all the conspiracy theorists involved here. So there you go. LF3 saying can't trust the Lakers on the road. So, I don't feel like I need to really get involved, but I do like your first quarter under very, very much. Top Crocodile says cash on the Pels right now. Top Crocodile, there's way more. At this point, we have 93% of the cash, if we're to believe these numbers, with 51,027 tickets and 93% of cash on the Pelicans. So 65% of the tickets on the Lakers and 7% of the cash. Now, it's right around that number where we should probably discuss money line. And the money line is very different. The money line is 59% of the tickets on the Lakers and 88% of the cash. So the big bets are coming in on the Lakers money line. The rest of the bets are coming in on the Pelicanos. And BJ says, who doesn't want a Lakers versus Warriors elimination game? So, all right. Pete's on the first quarter under 58 and the Pelicans first half money line at -119. Let's move on to game 2 here, Pete. And LF3 says, Brandon B, I will go ham tonight. Book it. So let's go. We have not only BJ's best bet here on the Golden State Warriors, but we also have the spreadsheet play of the day here on the Golden State Warriors. Let's set this one up, Pete. Warriors, Kings at Golden 1.
At first glance, I thought, of course, the Golden State sent Sacramento home last season, and there was the whole, Draymond Green thing where he stomped on Sabonis's midsection, stomped on him. So you got to think, how could you not take Sacramento? But then looking into it more, it's just maybe Golden State is just too good. All the NBA handicappers that I trust, like or love Golden State here. On the road, Golden State gets it done when it matters historically. Tons of reasons to like Golden State. My first thought was just because of what happened last year and the script, how could you not take Sacramento money line? But everyone I respect is all liking or loving Golden State.
That seems to be the case, that everybody here is on Golden State. On the money line, 80% of the tickets and 95% of the cash are on Golden State. On the spread, 89% of the tickets and 95% of the cash is on Golden State. And on the total, 53% of the tickets and 89% of cash is on the under. My dude says Kings all day. Over 90% of money on the Warriors, over 9% of money on the Warriors spread. He is fading the public on this one. So here we go. The Golden State Warriors 4-1 over their past 5. That series was so much fun last year. That 7-game series, Golden State Warriors won and won Game 7 in Sacramento. The Kings had a aura about them at home last year that they simply don't have this year. Just 24-17 at home. The Warriors are shooting the ball spectacularly right now. 50.6 from the field, 42% from 3. The Kings are 2-3, 99.1 possessions games, 15th in the league, and not shooting the ball very well. 44.7 from the field and 36.1 from 3. So the Warriors coming off their 10th win in 12 games, 123-116 at home over the Jazz on Sunday. The Kings snapped their 3-game losing streak with that 180-182 season-ending victory at home versus Portland on Sunday. But the Kings were a top 6 team. They were 13 games over 500. They had 11 games left, and then they went 4-7 down the stretch. So I understand why nobody wants to bet them. BJ saying fading Curry in an elimination game is dumb. Marcus McCarthy says all games decided by 1 point between the Kings and Warriors. Ron Crawford says Warriors 15-6 against the spread is a road fave. Brent Cook says Warriors all day, can't trust the Kings. And Robert Franklin says everyone on Golden State, huh? Well, Torrey Coker isn't. Torrey Coker's on the Kings money line. So that gets it started. There's other cappers here that are interested in fading the public in this spot. My dude says my stat is Y, says Kings all day, says Kings and Warriors split during the regular season 2-2. In one of the wins, De'Aaron Fox didn't play in that game. That was the one the Warriors won by 1, too, just 1 point. D. Mill says Kings don't have the extra big to match the young Davis kid. So when it's all said and done, I'm going to try this system. I'm not going to sit here and be on the public side or back the Warriors. Although I can understand why everybody's doing it. I think that I'm going to have a really big night taking all these player props under. So I'm not only am I going to bet it, but we'll see here tomorrow the success of it all. And I expect it to be successful. I think these games are going to be much tighter defensively. That's why we've seen the total drop by 5 points on these totals. If you want unders, you got to get in on them right away because they're being hammered. The defensive intensity is going to increase. And I'm just going to take all the player prop unders. Pete, are you going to move on this one? Are you going to back this Warriors love?
No. I would love to take a shot with like Sacramento first quarter or first half money line, but I will take the first half under and maybe the full game under as well. The first half under has let me just shop around a little here. I'm seeing it at Pinnacle 115.5 minus 104. So I'll make that official. I'll shop around a little. I should probably take the full game under as well, right? Now I'll hold off on that one. I mean, yeah. I'll hold off on that one, I guess.
So officially the first half under?
Yeah, that might be a mistake, though. Why is the first half so much higher than 50% of the full game? That's not a good sign, is it, Jim?
It's not. You know what it tells me is that the Kings with no pressure are going to come out flying.
Yeah.
And the Warriors will, probably snake him in the end. And my guy D Mills in the house. I think it's telling us that the Kings with no pressure here at home are going to fire out early.
You know what? All right, yeah. I'm scratch that. I'm just gonna take the Kings first quarter. And I'll take them. Let's see what we got here. Kings first quarter. Can't find it. We're first quarter. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Plus a half minus 102. Current line of Pinnacle. I'll take that one. Kings first quarter plus a half minus 102. Current line Pinnacle. I'll make that official. I just gotta think. I'm sorry.
I have some interest in what you're doing here, but I'm going to. After 2 years of studying a certain play, I'm going to take it. I'm going to bet it. So, my dude, actually, fading the Warriors here says Harrison Barnes has shit on Warriors every game but one. Says love Harrison Barnes 2 threes with no Monk, no Herter. Barnes going to shoot. Barnes hit 2 threes at minus 135 there. And yeah, Robert Franklin's on the over 223. Troy Torrance says, I bet we see 2 unders today, then 2 overs tomorrow, or vice versa. And Harold Williams says both games are toss-up, but if you're scared, call the cop. Says he's on Pelicans first half and Warriors money line.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna roll with that one though. I will.
Kings first quarter plus half minus 102 for Pete.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna tweet it out first off because it's not my play. And I've got to wait till all of the player props are available. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess they got to be all available. I mean, some of the bench players aren't available, but right now 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 player props available. So that's 8 for the Pelicans and 6 for the Lakers. And I've been told, and I've kind of been watching how to bet this properly, is just to wait and do about 30 or 40 minutes before tip off. But that's my plan. And like Dyson Daniels has a player prop, Grand Theft has a player prop. So these are available here. And I will be moving on them. That is my plan. And that is our show for today. Best bet from BJ Pelicans money line to get his card started, and then best bet number 2 Warriors money line here. So Lil Domo says Fox probably goes for 40, but they stink. They going home tonight. And in NHL, it was a very, very enjoyable breakdown. But I'd like to give a couple more shout outs here to Capper. Billy Friedrich, Pig Milk play today's Austin Reeves over 14.5 points. And the Stacks play today's Austin Reeves over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So those are important spots. And to review all action.
All right, can I? Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Can I give it a few shout outs and then give a birthday pick and then jet? Because I kind of got to jet a little bit.
Yes, absolutely, my friend.
Is that cool? All right, first, shout out to whoever this is. Not racist, Chrissy Hink Davis Picks, sending peace and love all show long to us. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I got to give a birthday pick to O'Brien Palmer. Shout out to O'Brien Palmer. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great month and year and week and day and everything. Hope you have a wonderful life. Hope you have a little bit of love in your life. Hope you have a lot of winners in your life. You know, I guess more love than winners would be good. But hope you have at least a little love in your life and a whole lot of winners in your life. And your birthday pick, I mean, it's just so obvious. Just friggin' Boston or Winnipeg, or maybe a Boston-Winnipeg parlay. I mean, it's just so obvious. At this point in the year, some of these things are just so friggin' obvious. And maybe you chuck on like the Hendricks, the Arizona first 5 team total over or something.
Well,
or
as you put this together, Pete, let's play this. All right. What is the move?
I mean, it could be anything, Jim. It's looking like a great card. I don't know if that's a good sign or not a good sign. I feel like in general that's not a good sign, but at this point in the year with the playoffs, it is actually a good sign. I tried O'Brien Palmer. Okay, let's make it. I mean, Seattle. Are they going to come? I mean, Winnipeg needs it. They are coming off. That's a weird spot, Jimmy the Bag. 7-zip win at Colorado. You know what I'm talking about. That's a weird spot, Jim.
But there's so much. Win this game and get next game off. Win this game, clinch home ice against Colorado. You have to win this hockey game. Have to win.
Have to.
Yeah.
Really, really do have to. All right, let me just see. I could just give like Boston -1. That would be like such an obvious thing, and it would, it'd be a nice little. But maybe I'll try to have a little. I don't know, man. I mean, the Pels first quarter under, that's looking good. These.
By the way, Pete,
Hendricks, it's Corbin Day. I'm sorry, what did you say?
That Blue Jackets move now. The Blue Jackets now plus 130 at 365. So that's 90 cents. We beat it.
Let's see what. I should go check to see what the +2.5 line is now. But okay, it'll be. You know what? We're not gonna. There's no one lesson in life. A lot of times, what do they say? Idleness is the devil's plaything, or whatever. Like, it's so easy to complicate things. If you got something there, you fucking take it, press the button, press submit, and then move on. Have a beer, call a friend. You don't need to sit here like digging. Boston -1, -142 or -145 or whatever you got. Boston -1. Birthday pick for you, O'Brien Palmer. Not going to overthink it. We're going to take the extra time that we could have used overthinking it and do something else. Write a song. Write a poem. Call a friend. Have a beer. Happy birthday to you, O'Brien Palmer.
Yeah, O'Brien, happy birthday, my man. Thank you for the dono. I love that you parlayed the NHL picks from yesterday and cashed them all. Get that cash, my man, and happy birthday.
Okay, I got to get out of here, Jimmy the Bag. I'll see you next week.
Be well. There he is, Pistol Pete Loshak. Please support him on X at P Loshak. Let's review all action. Pete's already gone over his NHL here, but I'll give some of his, not his player props, but he's on the Bruins first period and Bruins -1. I'm already on Bruins -1.5. What's going on with that number? Speaking of which, let's move 5 cents my direction. I'm going to move on the first period -0.5 on the Bruins. First period -0.5. Already on the Red Wings -1. I got -110. And it would be worse now, so I like that. Probably -116 or something. I'm going to add the first period under 1.5 in Washington, Philadelphia. We got in on the Jackets. That was a great breakdown, +220. I'm not sure what to do with the Panthers -1. I got to study that a little bit more. And then Jets -1.5 at +120, and that is my NHL card. And then in MLB, I've got a lot of work to figure out and to finish here. But let's go over my action and some of Pete's action. I think I have all of Pete's action. So I'll do Pete and I, and then we'll hear Jose will give you his. So Pete starts with the Orioles first 5 -149. And I'm going to be on the first 5 under 4.5 and Twins full game. But I got to study that a little more. And then the first 5 under 4.5 in Colorado, Philadelphia. And then that first 5 +0.5 for Colorado. We're going to hear Jose's action. Loshak's on Weathers under 4.5 Ks. He's on Savali over 5.5 Ks. I'm going to be on the first 5 under 4 in that one. Then the Loshak's on the Jays first 5. Jose's on the Jays full game. The Dapper Capper Joy Marinacci's on the Jays, and I'm going to figure out. I'm not doubling up, but on one part of it. Jose's on the under 8.5 in Cleveland, Boston, and best bet for BJ in Boston is Boston Red Sox. Jose's on the first 5 under 4 minus 115 Pittsburgh, New York. I'm going to join him on that. Loshak's on Singer over 4.5 Ks. Loshak's on Brewers team total over 3.5. Then Loshak's on the Arizona first 5 team total over 2.5. Hendricks under 3.5 Ks. Henry under 4.5 Ks. And Chicago, Arizona first 5 over 5. Reds, Mariners, no action. I don't know if I get to the window on the under in Cardinals Athletics, but I'm going to look at it for a while. Loshak's on Lynn under 6.5 Ks. Loshak's on Dodgers first 5. No, Dodgers team total over 5. That's heavily juiced minus 162. And that is our MLB. Jose, can you remind us your MLB action here?
Yeah, I'm on the under in the Guardians Red Sox game, under 8.5 minus 120. First 5 full game on the Blue Jays, minus 115 both ways. Pirates, Mets under 4, first 5 minus 115. Rockies plus a half in the first 5 innings, plus 130 in the first 5 under in that game. 4.5 minus 105. I'm on the Twins full game money line, plus 143, hoping for a bullpen collapse by the old Baltimore Orioles there. And I'll give out my hockey in the parlay. I bet the Blue Jackets with you, Jimmy, but I was just a pussy and took them team total over 2.5. I got even money. I actually don't even have that whatchamacallit game, I should say. Fucking what a dumbass I am. I don't have that game on my site anymore, which is funny. So I couldn't even see where it's at now. So I'll be interested to see where that's at. But shout out to that. And I'm also on Bruins money line, Red Wings money line, Blue Jays money line parlay, a little Canadian flavor parlay, I guess, because of the hockey. Plus 309, I got that at. So that's what I'm rolling with. I'm very, very heavily invested in the Blue Jays today, and I'm hoping they come through for me.
Yeah, I'm excited about that baseball game. I'm excited to see if Yusei can shut down a Yankees ball club second time in 3 starts and have a third straight great start. So, True Allah, 4th and 1 Entertainment saying, you guys are reading this wrong, fellas. Kings have no pressure. Key to the game is Wiggins, and they have no one to check Wiggins. So there you go. 1-1 in Detroit. So the first 3 would have cashed for me, but it looks like that first 5. Now the under is still looking strong. For some reason, our guy Mikey Money's comments aren't coming in, so we will double check and see why that is. Tragic. But he's just messaged me. He's been trying to get him into our chat. So for us, the grandma's wearing your sister's panties again. Play of the day is a Lakers money line. The LA Lakers, and the ribeye play of the day is Trout at plus 150, Mikey Trout. And the ribeye play day 3-0 at plus 575.
I've been seeing a lot of people going, I think it was Spin Doc, actually, primarily, him going just Mike Trout over a half hit and just been hammering that and cashing it because for some reason, the MLB, I guess, forgot who Mike Trout was, and he's getting the most pitches inside the strike zone in his career so far. And I'm sure that's going to decrease here soon. But, yeah, he's been smacking the ball. So, yeah, shout out to you there, Mikey.
There you go. Mikey Money, ribeye play today, Trout. And that's 3-0 to start the year. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. That is Loshak in the Bag, starring Jose Bouquett. We'll be back in business tomorrow, but shout out to all you guys. Brent Cook, Coin, Rez Mob, D Mills, Tori Coker, True Allah, 4th and 1 Entertainment, Philly Eagle Flyer, Ricky, Bobby, Billy, Friedrich. What a great group. Kongs, Clips, My Dude, Chrissy, Hink, Old E, Lil Domo, Marcus McCarthy. Thank you, guys. Harold Williams, BJ, Robert Franklin, Ron Crawford, D. Mills, Tori Coker, Air Dog, LF3. The fix is in. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this show. Happy birthday to O'Brien Palmer. We've been running really, really nice, and we must keep it going. Feels good. Feels real good.
Yep.
Jose, my friend, any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
No, shout out to you guys in the chat. As always, you guys make this show worth doing, so we appreciate all of you guys. The 3-hour shows, the 5-hour shows, all made worth it by you guys in the chat, of course. Follow us on Twitter. And don't forget, shout out to the Nationals again, guys. If you cashed with the Nationals yesterday, shout out to you guys with me. It's nice seeing people taking those plus 300-ish dogs and cashing with me. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. And it's going to be fun tonight.
Let's go out there and get that cash. Let's go in there and keep doing exactly what we've been doing. Leche! Los bookmakers.